I have a city in the desert. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 876, The Country Established by Monkeys. After the venue quieted down, the first Secretary General of the United States, Muhammad, came to the stage to give a speech. Muhammad explained the development of the United States from autumn to winter. After Muhammad finished his explanation, the conference host invited Jiang Chen, the initiator of the United States, to come to the stage to give a speech. Jiang Chen did not refuse. After he walked to the podium, he cleared his throat and began to introduce everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first general meeting of all members of the United States. At this meeting, we will vote on several rules and regulations of the United States and future construction and development plans. Before the vote, I will first introduce the development of the United States after the merger. Now the Xiangaya Alliance and the Desert Alliance have been completely cancelled. The new United States office is located in the Desert Building. From today on, the Desert Building will be renamed the United States Building. Several branches of the United States will be introduced by Song Enlin, the Executive Secretary General of the United States. My introduction ends here. Welcome everyone to come to Sahara as a guest. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and when he was about to sit down, a reporter stood up and asked a question. I'm a reporter from the 21st Century newspaper. Many netizens have a question that they ask me to ask. All the countries that joined the United States this time are sovereign countries, but you are an exception. Can you explain to us whether Sahara is a region or a sovereign country? If Sahara is a sovereign country, what kind of system does this country have? After the reporter finished speaking, everyone looked at Jiang Chen. Yes, this question has troubled many reporters and netizens, especially those Western reporters and netizens. Sahara's sudden rise, and there are very few news about Sahara on the internet. It's strange that they don't care. Speaking of Sahara's political system, Jiang Chen thought about it, and it was time to announce it to everyone. Sahara is a sovereign country, not a region. However, we have reached a consensus with China. In terms of economy and development, we enjoy the treatment of China's special administrative region. So you can understand us as a sovereign country that enjoys the treatment of China's special administrative region. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the Chinese representative in the distance nodded. At any time, Jiang Chen will never forget that he was once a Chinese. He was also proud of this, even though the comprehensive development of the Sahara region has far surpassed that of China. But Jiang Chen knew that this development was based on the strong foundation of the motherland. He had to admit this at any time, just as the prosperity of Hong Kong City was also based on the strong foundation of the motherland China. Since it is a sovereign state, can I introduce where your borders are from? As far as we know, the two places you control, Malacca City and Budo City, belong to the territory of the Khanate. And even the place where the Sand Sea is located belongs to the territory of Turkestan. Can you explain this issue? The reporter stood up and asked again. This time the reporter was not a pure Western reporter who came to stir up trouble. He seemed to be a representative of the majority of Westerners. They wanted to figure it out. They wanted to know the final ownership of the land controlled by Jiang Chen, and how he would deal with many problems with his neighbors in the future. Our country is built on the basis of the desert. I can give you an example. As long as the desert covers the place, as long as this place has been confirmed to be uninhabited, then this place will belong to the desert no man's land, and it is also a place without sovereignty. Nowadays, there are many such places without sovereignty in the desert. If the desert is allowed to develop, I believe the entire earth will become an uninhabited desert. So there is no country in the desert, let alone Turkestan or the Akhanate. This is also the system of our country. We will build oases and cities in those confirmed uninhabited places. These cities will form a city cluster, which I call the city federation. For example, now, the land under our feet originally belonged to Turkestan, but because this land has been completely swallowed up by the death desert, most of the indigenous Turkestans here have migrated to all parts of the world, and the few who remain now live in Sac City. There are also Malacca and Budo City, which are of the same nature as Turkestan. Now the Akhenaten has been completely submerged by the desert, and Malacca and Budo City are already uninhabited and uninhabitable. We greened him, and moved the original Akhenish people here. So he became a member of our federal city. We may not agree with your statement. Although this land has been annexed by the desert, its sovereignty still belongs to Turkestan or the Akhenish people. Just like one day, when you enter the desert, you may green more land, and you will build cities as the apprentice of the greening king. But those cities should belong to their original owners, not you. A reporter stood up and said, and Jiang Chen shook his head again. Who owned all the land in the world before humans appeared? If you must say that they have owners, then I can say that the original owner of the United States belonged to monkeys. Would you give the city you built to monkeys? In addition, you said that those submerged countries and regions in the Sahara Desert can no longer appear as a country. Because that desert is no one's land, no human beings, or even life can set foot on that land again. So you all in the United States admit that it is no one's land, and no one is allowed to go there. Since it is no one's land, then I will go to chlorinate it and build it, and then it will be my land. This nature is like you discovering a continent at the beginning. You are the first to discover it, so that piece of land is yours. This desert is now the same as that desert. You also have the right to discover them, green them, and build them. At that time, they will also be your land. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, another reporter stood up and refuted. This is different. This desert has an owner. Later, due to the bad environment, their owner was forced to leave their hometown. But one day the desert became better, and their owner still has the right to come back. When their owner comes back, then this land will still belong to them. You are right. If I don't do it, they will never come back for generations. And now there is another problem. Even if I change it and hand it over to them to take care of, do you think they can defend the city? If you say yes, then I can only think that you know too little about the desert. Chapter 877, Establishing the Kingdom. You don't know how much it costs to build a water garden in the desert? You don't know how much it costs to build a building in the desert? You can't even imagine building a building in the desert. It's simply impossible. So look further. Don't just limit your vision to the country and region. You should look further. You should see all of humanity. We are now on the war surface of all of humanity, and you still see a small dot. How narrow-minded you are. By the way, since we have already talked about this issue, let me announce one more thing to everyone. In the future, I will definitely continue to forge ahead in the desert. Our goal in Sahara is to completely annihilate the Sahara Desert. We will turn the desert into an oasis for mankind. So there will definitely be many cities built on the oasis. After the city is built, we need people to live there. So we welcome the indigenous people of the place where the city is located to return to their hometown from all over the world to develop and build it. In addition, our goal in Sahara has never been to unify other people's ideas. We hope that the culture of the desert is diverse, and we hope that all countries and regions can inherit and develop their traditions. We hope that their traditions will not be lost in the desert because of our generation. Of course, we also hope that everyone can combine it with modernization while developing traditional culture. The world has changed, and the concept of the global village is getting closer and closer. So by preserving the traditions of our ancestors and blending with other cultures, they will create a brand new, prosperous, and brilliant country. I call this country the New World Oasis Kingdom. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and when everyone heard that Jiang Chen was going to establish a kingdom, a group of people quickly stood up and opposed it. Now is the era of democracy. We have been against the monarchy and kings for a long time. You are not popular with the people for doing this. The era of kings has long passed. Do you want to take everyone back to an old era? You keep saying that you are doing it for all mankind, but in the end you are only doing it for yourself. Oppose the king. You are a person living in an ignorant world. We can't let this happen in our world again. A group of objections came one after another. Jiang Chen did not mind. This was the only best solution he could think of. People need faith, especially the desert people. The people here have many beliefs, and they are particularly complicated. It is not an easy thing to unify their beliefs. But if you cannot concentrate the will and faith of all the desert people, Then you want to build a complete, unified country without internal strife. It is simply a dream. So Jiang Chen thought of adding a common belief to everyone's faith. For example, almost all the people in the desert believe that he is the desert god. Then he regards himself as the desert god and establishes a stable kingdom. He is the formal king of the oasis kingdom. In the future, whether it is various ethnic groups, regions, or organizations, he will be the common object of protection. Our kingdom is a constitutional monarchy. The king does not interfere with the management and construction of various cities. It is a symbol of national unity. In addition, the royal family does not take a penny from the treasury. The royal family also has to donate a certain amount of money every year to donate to poor people everywhere. By the way, when it comes to the national system, we adopt the federal city system. You can think of it as a city group management system. At present, our new world desert oasis kingdom only has one city federation. It is the Sahara Federation. The Sahara Federation consists of 2 city groups in the north and south, with the capital of the federation located in the future city. The subcenter of the federation is located in the southern airport town. That's all I have to say. Do you have any other questions? After Zhencheng introduced the development plan of the future desert greening construction to the reporters, a reporter stood up and shouted loudly, "You are so self-centered and arbitrary. Do you think you can represent the future direction of mankind? Do you think you can develop the desert city well? Can you make the people in the desert live a happy life?" The white-skinned reporter said angrily, and Jiang Chen nodded. "I don't know whether I can represent the future direction of mankind. I have never thought about representing the future direction of mankind's development. After all, I'm not a person who seeks hegemony. What I want to do is very simple, that is, to green the desert and save mankind. That's all. And speaking of developing cities, I would like to invite you to visit various cities in Sahara. Go and see the living standards of the people, go and see the income of the people, and then go and see the GDP of the entire city. When you have finished reading everything, can you ask this question again?" After Jiang Chen finished speaking, another female reporter with dyed red hair stood up and asked, "The cities in the Saharan region have indeed developed well. But you also said that in the future you will green the desert. You will build cities in the desert, and then you will attract people who have fled from various regions to come back and rebuild the city. That means they are desert refugees." In dealing with the problem of desert refugees, Budo City is a very good example. Now Budo City and other cities in the Sahara are paradise and hell. There are at least millions of people on the starvation line in Budo City. In addition, I don't need to say that Budo City's GDP is the last in the developed regions. No doubt about it. So I ask, what methods do you have to make the people of Budo City live a happy life? If you can't even solve the problems of the people of Budo City, how can you make us believe that you can settle the immigrants from other places? After the red-haired reporter asked the question sharply, everyone looked at Jiang Chen. Indeed, this issue does concern the vital interests of many immigrants. Speaking of Budo City, it seems to be a fig leaf for the rich desert area. However, Jiang Chen has never been careless about the issue of Budo City. I have told you that the future of Budo City will be bright. Because Budo City is not like other cities and regions, there are almost no elderly people here. So it is a young city, a city full of vitality and labor. Now we have moved many factories here. Budo City has also become the largest toy production base in the Sahara Federation and even in China. In addition, Budo City has gradually become a place where rich people gather. These rich people have brought a lot of money, and they have also brought a large number of enterprises. Now the army is that its GDP is no less than that of many big cities in developing countries. Chapter 878, Solving the Gender Imbalance Problem. There was nothing false in what Jiang Chen said. The current Budo City is no longer the poor Budo City. It has indeed become a place where rich people gather. This change comes from a marriage policy implemented by Budo City. As we all know, because of the war, the male population in Budo City is particularly small. It is also because of the war that there are many widows and girls left in Budo City. This has led to an imbalance in the ratio of men to women, and many women cannot get married. In order to allow more women to have a husband and a family, Budo City has decided to implement a polygamous system after several discussions in the Legislative Council. It is this system that has helped Budo City solve the problem of many women not being able to get married. Moreover, this system has unexpectedly made Budo City popular. As we all know, most countries now have a monogamous system. So many rich people have turned their attention to Budo City. After all, this polygamous life is very cool. In addition, Budo City originally belonged to the Sahara region, and he enjoyed all the treatment in the Sahara region. So immigrating here is not much different from immigrating to other cities in the Saharan region. So after 2 months of observation, when the rich determined that this place was safe enough and had the potential for future development, many rich people who wanted to marry 2 wives moved here. After they moved here, according to the local laws of Budo City, they had to transfer their household registration and the headquarters of the registered company to Budo City. In this way, all the taxation and other problems in Budo City were solved. After 3 months of development, according to incomplete statistics, there were more than 2,000 rich people who immigrated from all over the world for the purpose of marriage. In addition, in areas such as China, where there are very few women, many people also immigrated to Budo City. They came to Budo City to find wives. Many men in China could not find wives, which also solved the problem of women in Budo City who could not get married to a large extent. So now Budo City is a hot spot. When will the poverty population in Budo City be completely solved? The reporter definitely wanted to know about the problem of Budo City. So the reporter asked another question, and Jiang Chen did not answer this question. Guanku, who was beside Jiang Chen, stood up and answered. We will completely solve the problem of people in Budo who cannot afford food within 2 years. We will solve the employment problem of all people in Budo within 5 years. We will make Budo completely prosperous within 10 years. Let's wait and see. After Guanku finished introducing everyone, the reporter wanted to ask questions. The host looked at the time and quickly grabbed the microphone. If you have any questions, you can go to the websites of the Sahara Federation of the Oasis Kingdom to consult. Today we are holding a meeting of the United States. Okay, now let's vote on the relevant laws and regulations of the various branches of the United States. After the host left the topic aside, the meeting was able to continue. After the first Congress of the United States ended, Jiang Quan left Future City. At the end of winter, this is a time when the Sahara region has the most tourists. According to incomplete statistics, the number of tourists coming to the Sahara region to travel is at least 100 million. The reason why there are so many tourists is inseparable from Sahara's policies. The Sahara region still retains the custom of winter scenic spot passes. This means that, after you buy the pass, you can visit the entire Sahara scenic area with only 1/5 of the original money. Therefore, there are a lot of tourists from all over the world. While there are so many people, it's time to sell the houses in Oil City. Oil City is the last city left by Jiang Chen in the south and even in the entire Sahara region. Only by selling it can Jiang Chen completely withdraw from the Sahara region. Speaking of selling houses, Jiang Chen decided to use online live broadcasting to conduct a round of advertising first. After the advertisement, these tourists traveling in the Sahara region can go directly to Oil City to see the houses. Therefore, combining online and offline, I believe that Jiang Chen can sell almost all the houses in the entire Oil City in less than 1 winter. Thinking of this, after resting for 2 days, Jiang Chen drove to Oil City. Although it is winter in Oil City, there are already many people here. Most of the people who come here are here to rent shops. The Housing Management Committee of Oil City has started to rent shops a month ago. Therefore, there is an endless stream of merchants coming to rent shops. Hello everyone, welcome to watch my live broadcast. Today I will bring you great news. Jiang Chen specially chose the Twin Towers in Oil City for this live broadcast. The Twin Towers are the 2 tallest buildings in the center of Oil City. Wutong, hello, host. What are you going to broadcast live to us this time? Bifang DQ, host, I saw on the news a few days ago that the Sahara region is preparing to establish a kingdom. Is this true? Big brother slow down, it must be true. Didn't you go to the United States website to check? The United States has announced that the 13 cities of the Sahara Federation belong to the Desert Oasis Kingdom. The host is the first king. When will you ascend the throne? Little stupid monkey, I'm really looking forward to it. When the king broadcasts the coronation ceremony live, it is exciting enough to think about it. When a group of people talked about the live broadcast of the coronation, Jiang Chen laughed awkwardly. I will definitely not broadcast live when I ascend the throne. Also, as long as we are threatened by the desert for one day, I will never ascend the throne. I will only become their king when I can provide sufficient security for all the people who trust me. Jiang Chen did not want to be the king. After all, it is a different era now. It is unrealistic for you to be the king who dominates the world. So even if he becomes the king, it is only a symbolic king. Just like him at this moment, he now owns 13 cities. He also has hundreds of millions of people, but the management of these cities and other aspects have nothing to do with him. Nifeng, come on, when have you ever thought about protecting your people? I thought it was the safest place here, but it is not the case. Last weekend, my cousin's child jumped off the building. The person who killed her was only detained for a few months and then released. This is really a bullshit place. I will move out tomorrow, and I sincerely hope that everyone will not be deceived again. After Nifeng finished speaking, a group of people soon mourned. Passerby, brother, this is also something we can't do. We are all very concerned about this matter, but the court cannot make a judgment. After all, he only committed the crime of soliciting prostitution. The earth is shaking. Yes, relatively speaking, the Saharan region is the fairest place. If you were in other places, they would have to judge you like this. Chapter 879 I'm God. Jiang Chen frowned as he looked at the series of comforting comments in the barrage. Everyone knows that he is the most protective of his children. He will never allow his people to be harmed in the slightest. Moreover, this unfair thing has been known to so many people. Nifeng, can you tell me what happened? As long as it is an unfair thing that occurs in my Sahara region, I will help you solve it to the end. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, his screen was soon filled with various comments. Xiaoyu, alas, it's all caused by online loans. Xiao Lang, online loans have caused a lot of harm to people. I don't know how many students have been harmed. I always thought that only other countries and regions would have online loans. I never thought that there would be such a hateful thing in the Sahara region. China Hagio, online loans are problematic, but have you ever thought that it was the hateful boss who really killed the little girl? Fatty Wang, if there were no online loans, the boss would not have had any problems. Jian, to put it bluntly, it's still the parents' problem. The parents did not handle and communicate well in time. As a group of people discussed, Jiang Chen's brows frowned even deeper. Don't be in a hurry to discuss it. Please repeat the whole story to me. I will solve this matter for you satisfactorily today. Jiang Chen knew that if he didn't solve the resentment in the hearts of the people, he would not be able to sell the houses in Oil City better. Nifeng, it's useless. Mayor Zhang has said that according to the laws of Kingshan City, this is the only way to sentence him. Brothers Wind, let me tell the anchor. This happened a month ago. The money to buy the mobile phone was borrowed from an online loan company. It seems that she spent 3,000 yuan. Later, she couldn't pay it back, so she continued to borrow money from other online loan companies to pay it back. This lasted for half a year. She owed 3,000 yuan at the beginning and owed 50,000 yuan. She couldn't pay back the money at all, so the online loan company introduced a small boss to her. The small boss asked her to accompany him 2 days a week, and he would pay her back for 1 month. So the girl slept with the boss for a month. After a month, the boss only paid her half of the money and asked her to continue to accompany him. And this boss is biased. According to the autopsy report, this shows that the old man must have done something dirty and despicable. So the little girl couldn't stand it and jumped from the building and died. According to the court's judgment, the boss paid money. So this can only be regarded as prostitution. Prostitution can only be arrested for a few months, fined, and then released. So the matter ended like this, and last month everyone voted it to the first place in the monthly resolution list. Mayor Zhang of Kingshan City came out to solve the problem, but he was helpless. After Brother Feng finished speaking, Jiang Chen had clenched his fists and gritted his teeth. Fuck, how can my city tolerate such a thing? Nifeng, you don't have to leave. I will arrest the boss now. I will handle this matter personally. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, he directly dialed the number of Kingshan City High Court. After the call was dialed, Jiang Chen asked the president of the court to open the court in person in front of nearly 300 million netizens. He wanted to re-examine the case of the little girl jumping off the building immediately. After receiving Jiang Chen's call, the president of the court was also surprised. This matter was decided by his court, so now everyone is very dissatisfied with their court. Until now, almost every day someone throws rotten eggs into their court. Moreover, the end of year assessment is coming soon. Once the end of year assessment is open for voting, their court will definitely be ranked last among all industries in Sahara. At that time, all their employees will not only not get a single cent of bonus. In the next year, they will also face the penalty of cancelling all benefits. Not only that, because of them, all the people in the court system of Kingshan City will not be able to be promoted within 5 years. So the president of the court also wants to resentence, but even if he resentences him, it can only end like this. But if Jiang Chen asks about this matter, then they can sentence the small boss to death according to the last article of the leader's privileges in the Sahara Basic Law. As long as the murderer who really killed the little girl is brought to justice, then their court can really get rid of the bad reputation. Okay, Jiang brother, I will open the court for retrial immediately. After the president said this, Jiang Chen stopped selling the house and drove straight to Kingshan City. At the Kingshan High Court, Jiang Chen arrived, and the trial officially began. Jiang Chen was sitting at the back of the audience. He saw the greasy boss. The boss was in his 50s, very bloated, with a gold necklace hanging from his bald neck. This guy was a bit arrogant. When several bailiffs escorted him to the dock, the middle-aged man shouted in a hoarse voice, "Let go. You bastards, you are parasites who rely on our taxes to feed you every day. Is this how you treat your parents who feed you? I tell you, let me go quickly. If you delay my dinner with Mayor Zhang, I don't think any of you can take the responsibility." The greasy old man was fearless. It was a misnomer to say that he was a small boss. This guy's name was Jiang Chen, and he was a very famous boss among private enterprises in Kingshan City. He ran the coating engineering projects in the entire Sahara region. His company, Jiang Chen Group, paid more than 200 million yuan in taxes a year. So, he was very arrogant. Silence. Keep silence in the courtroom. The judge knocked on the table, and Jiang Chen sneered again. "Shujing, you uncle, do you know how much money I have lost by arresting me? Besides, I'm a philanthropic entrepreneur in Kingshan City. If you don't tell me the truth today, I will definitely make sure you don't work until tomorrow." Jiang Chen is already a veteran in the officialdom. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Jiang Chen's live broadcast room had exploded. "Snowman, damn, so arrogant. King, get him. Get him to death. Time thief, what are you waiting for? Wait until the new year. Sentence him directly to contempt of court, rape, and death, and contempt of the king. Add up the crimes and he will be torn into pieces. Jiang Chen, I'm telling you, don't be so arrogant here with me today. Also, I'm not afraid of you. If I dare to interrogate you here today, stop talking nonsense. Phone, I'm going to make a phone call. I'll call you later. If you don't kneel down and beg me, I'm not Wang." After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the judge looked up at Jiang Chen behind the audience. Jiang Chen nodded at him. "Okay, don't talk harshly here. I'm telling you that Kingshan City is a place that values the law. Even if you invite God, I can't kneel in front of you. In the Sahara region, Jiang Chen is the sky. As long as God is here, the Sahara region will never be afraid of evil people." The bailiff handed Jiang Chen's mobile phone to him, and Jiang Chen deliberately turned on the speakerphone after dialing a number. Chapter 880. This is Sahara's principle. "Brother Zhang, I'm Fatty Wang. I have something to trouble you with. I was arrested by that bastard Li Mingliang again. Can you come over now? What's going on? Hasn't the last case been sentenced?" "Yes, Brother Zhang. The court deliberately exposed my case last time, causing my company to lose tens of millions. This time I will definitely not indulge him again. If you don't get rid of him today, I will move the company tomorrow. The special administrative region called me yesterday and said that they would exempt me from taxes for 3 years. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, he deliberately looked up at Li Mingliang. Li Mingliang hugged his shoulders even more indifferently. Okay, I'll go over right away. This matter must be resolved today, and I'll put an end to it for you today. The phone was hung up quickly, and Wang Yangchuan looked at Li Mingliang on the judge's bench and sneered. Just wait. Just a trivial matter. You have interrogated me again and again. I tell you, if this happened in my hometown, even if I killed 10 or 8 little girls, no one would dare to do this to me. After Wang Yangchuan finished speaking, Li Mingliang pointed to the clerk beside him and said, record this. Record, just record it. Okay, the court is open now. According to the latest evidence we have, when you forced Luohui to have sex with her, she was 1 day away from turning 16. That is to say, you were seducing a minor. Then you forced her to have sex with you many times, and finally she jumped off the building and died because she could not bear your abuse. So now we have to review your case, because you are suspected of raping a minor. According to the Kingshan City Minors Protection Law and the Student Law, those who seduce, force or threaten students or underage girls to have sex and cause death will be sentenced to death. Now you can ask your lawyer to refute it. I don't need to refute. Wait until Leo Zhang comes. After Wang Yangchuan finished speaking, the judge shook his head and said, this is a court, and the judge has the final say. Really? Kingshan City has let you make the decision? Li Mingliang, you quickly release the person. Without evidence, don't offend these people in the future. As soon as Li Mingliang finished speaking, a group of people walked in at the door. A group of people surrounded a middle-aged man in his 40s. The man had a middle parted hair and looked very smart and capable. Mayor Zhang, we have evidence, and we have enough reason to believe that Luohui was underage at that time. If you have evidence, just show it. I tell you, I'm not afraid of you. Although you are a judge, I'm a taxpayer, and your salary is paid by me. After Wang Yangchuan finished speaking arrogantly, Mayor Zhang Hanggang also looked at Li Mingliang and said, since there is evidence, then show it. Li Mingliang was silent when it came to evidence. If he had evidence, would he have to wait until today? If the city allows us to check the location of the first meeting between Luohui and Wang Yangchuan, we can determine whether Luohui was an adult that day. As long as we can determine that Luohui was not an adult, according to the Kingshan City Student Law and the Minor Protection Law, we can sentence him to death. After Li Mingliang finished speaking, Zhang Hanggang shook his head and said, this is extremely personal privacy, and no one has the right to view it. If every unit checks this video and that location every day like you, do we still need to do our confidentiality work? After Zhang Hanggang finished speaking, Wang Yangli nodded at him. Arresting people without evidence, brother Zhang, what are you waiting for? If you don't fire such people. After Wang Yangli finished speaking with a smile, Jiang Chen stood up from behind. Then do I have the right to view it? No one has the right to view it. Do you want me to repeat it several times? After Zhang Hanggang finished speaking, he turned around and glared at the person who stood up and opposed him. Really? What if I have to view it? After Jiang Chen finished speaking coldly, Zhang Hanggang was instantly scared and broke out in a cold sweat. Jiang, why are you here? Looking at Zhang Hanggang, who looked frightened, Jiang Chen said coldly, if I don't come again, Sahara will be yours. Jiang Chen directly put a big hat on Zhang Hanggang. Everyone knew that Jiang Chen wanted to be the king of Sahara, so no one in the Sahara region could challenge his majesty. Brother Jiang, there is a misunderstanding. I don't want to hear the explanation. Now you are dismissed. From now on, Maoyang Wang, the deputy mayor of Kingshan City, will be the mayor. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Zhang Hanggang fell to the ground with a plop. You know, he spent all his family's efforts to become the mayor of Kingshan City. Brother Jiang, I will call Mayor Mao immediately. Li Mingliang was instantly happy when he saw Zhang Hanggang was dismissed. In court, after Li Mingliang called Mayor Mao, when Maoyang Wang heard that he had been promoted, he was also confused. You know, Kingshan City, which has the world's top 4 super companies, can rank among the top 5 cities in the world in terms of economic output. It was a great fortune for such a megacity to allow a small person with no background to become the deputy mayor. Moreover, he was suddenly promoted to a full-time position. Mayor Mao, brother Jiang appointed you personally. We are in court now. Whether you can help our high court clear its name depends entirely on the evidence this time. Now you authorize us to retrieve all the records of Luohui's whereabouts. After Li Minglian finished speaking on the phone, Ma Mao nodded excitedly and said, "Thank Brother Jiang for me. I will authorize you right away. Please wait a moment." 5 minutes later, Li Minglian opened the court's VR super projection system. A projection appeared on one wall, and the extremely clear projection made people feel like they were at the scene. "Brother Jiang, look, on May 14th, Luohui's positioning chip showed that she approached Wang Yangchuan's villa. She stayed in the villa for a whole night and left in the early morning of the next day." After Li Minglian finished speaking, Wang Yangchuan panicked. He knew that there was only one person in the world who could do anything to him, and that was Jiang Chen. What does that mean? That night I felt sorry for her and had nowhere to go, so I let her stay in my villa. Is there any problem with that? It's okay for her to live in your house, but she's only a few centimeters away from you. Staying like this for a whole night, can you tell me nothing happened? After Li Minglian finished speaking, he clicked on Wang Yangchuan's positioning chip. In the Sahara region, all children and students must be injected with chips. Adults can also inject chips according to their needs. Now almost every rich person will inject chips. They also want the police to find them as soon as possible after they are kidnapped one day. Looking at the overlapping distance of the two chips displayed on the projector, Wang Yangchuan struggled again. Can't we discuss some life philosophy tonight? You can continue to discuss life philosophy with her. Okay, hurry up and pronounce the verdict. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and just as Li Minglian was about to announce the verdict in court, Zhang Hongjiang hurriedly got up from the ground. "Brother Jiang, no. This man cannot be killed. His uncle is from Beijing." "Shut up. Even if he is my son, the future crown prince, if he does such a thing, he will be sentenced to death." After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Zhang Hongjiang stopped talking. After all, Wang Yangchuan's uncle was indeed not as good as the crown prince. Chapter 881 Justice will never be absent. Hearing that he was going to be executed, Wang Yangchuan knelt on the ground with a plop. "Leader, I know I was wrong. Please forgive me. I'm willing to donate all my money to Sahara as a contribution. Just spare my life." "Brother Jiang, Yangchuan Group cannot fall. We can't let tens of thousands of people lose their jobs because of a child. Moreover, Yangchuan Group pays more than 200 million in taxes to the municipal government every year. For this reason, we must also protect Boss Wang." After Zhang Hongjiang finished speaking, Jiang Chen finally understood why Zhang Hongjiang had to protect this guy. In the eyes of these politicians, they have no fairness and justice. They can only see interests. Yes, the life of a little girl is definitely not as good as the job opportunities of tens of thousands of people. The face of a little girl is not worth more than 1 billion in taxes every year. However, they just forgot the original intention of Jiang Chen to ask them to abide by. "Xiao Zhang, I know you are very capable. If it weren't for Guanshu and the others who jointly recommended you, I wouldn't have let you be the mayor of Kingshan City. But you disappoint me. You only care about money, and you forget the most basic principle of being a human being. The reason why people are human beings is that everyone's life is equal. If he deprives others of their lives, he must pay with his life for it. I don't care how many people this person can provide employment for, and I don't care what relatives this person has. As long as this person commits a crime, he must die. This is my principle, and it is also Sahara's principle." Jiang Chen finished speaking word by word, and the entire court instantly burst into applause. At the same time, Jiang Chen's live broadcast room also exploded instantly. The letter of invitation. What else can we say about such a leader? The north wind blows. Give me a dozen such leaders. Jiangnan Knight. People oriented. This is the real people oriented. Little frog. Tears instantly flowed down. Others say that ordinary people can't beat rich people. But today the leader showed us that no matter how rich or powerful you are, in front of Sahara, all lives are equal. Just as a group of people were deeply moved by Jiang Chen, Zhang Hongjiang also bowed his head. "Brother Jiang, I'm sorry. I failed your trust and violated the principles of Sahara. I beg for your forgiveness. Everyone has only one chance. I will never hire you again in this life." Just find another way for yourself. On the road of politics, I must be fair. I must let every official of Sahara know that they should stick to their original intentions and principles when doing things. Otherwise, no matter how high you become, you will lose everything in an instant. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Zhang Hangyang nodded. Thank you, Brother Jiang, for waking me up. I will definitely work harder to repay Sahara. Jiang Chen ignored Zhang Hangyang. Because Jiang Chen knew that, as long as he was talented, he would shine in every industry. This is like gold. No darkness can cover his light. Everyone stand up. Judge Li Mingliang struck the gavel. Everyone stood up, including Jiang Chen. This is the minimum respect for the law. This court officially pronounces the verdict. According to the relevant regulations of the law on protection of minors in the Kingshan City student law, the prisoner Wang Yangchuan is sentenced to death for multiple crimes and executed immediately. In order to restore the reputation of the Sahara court and to prevent Wang Yangchuan's people from making trouble outside, so Li Mingliang sentenced him to death on the spot and executed him immediately. After the result came out, Luohui's family hugged and cried. Justice may be late, but justice will never be absent. After leaving the court, it was already afternoon. At this moment, the news that Wang Yangchuan was sentenced to death had spread all over the internet. While people were giving thumbs up to Judge Li Mingliang, the number of people following Jiang Chen's live broadcast also increased exponentially. Kingshan Freedom Tower. This is the tallest building in Kingshan City. Jiang Chen stood on the top of the tower and looked at the whole city. He was like a hen. No matter the wind and rain, he would always stretch out his wings to protect the children hiding under his wings. It's just that Jiang Chen was a little tired. He didn't know how long he could protect them. He also didn't know whether justice would always defeat evil. Starting from next year, at the end of each year, I will live broadcast and solve problems like this that everyone cannot solve. If I die one day, then let my future crown prince take over my position and help everyone continue to solve problems at the end of each year. If one day my crown prince is unwilling to solve problems for everyone, then you have the right to let him leave Sahara. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, everyone in front of the screen was moved. How can people not be moved by such a person who is wholeheartedly for the people? Ping Jiang, take care of yourself, anchor. The people of Sahara need you, and I think people all over the world need you. Young man, big brother, I understand what responsibility is. Others become kings, so that they can enjoy for generations. And you become king, so that you can serve the people and work for the people for generations. As his people, we have no reason not to love such a kingdom. Little orange light, Brother Jiang, just solving a small boss still does not solve the root problem. In fact, the mastermind behind this matter is still the online loan company. These online loan companies have extended their hands to various campuses in Sahara. If they are not stopped now, they will ruin many young people. So, Brother Jiang, please help those kids. After Xianaju finished speaking, a group of people nodded in agreement. Uncle Giraffe, yes, online loan companies specifically target those girls. They are simply not human. Pineapple, how many girls have been forced to work as prostitutes because of online loan collection? It is heartbreaking to think about it. And those debt collectors are even more terrible. I have personally seen a group of debt collectors holding a girl down and throwing her in a car. When the girl came back, her clothes were on backwards. Little rabbit, Brother Jiang, please help them. In the past, online loans only occurred in other countries, and they had not yet extended their tentacles to the Sahara region. Until one day, a bold person extended his tentacles to the Sahara campus, and he tasted the sweetness. So more people rushed here. Jiang Chen knew that online loans must not appear in the Sahara region. He would never allow online loans to appear in the Sahara region. However, what gave him a headache was that most of these online loan companies were not in China. They were like gambling companies on many websites. The company was opened abroad, and you couldn't control it if you wanted to. Everyone, rest assured. Since I'm in charge of this matter today, I will definitely solve it thoroughly. From now on, I declare that all online loan companies are illegal companies in the Sahara region. All students who borrow money from online loan platforms do not have to repay a single cent. From now on, as long as they dare to lend you money, you can borrow it. I will make them lose money and I will not let them get a penny back. Online loan companies in the Sahara region are easy to deal with, and the most difficult ones are those foreign companies. However, Jiang Chen has come up with a solution. From now on, all Sahara students will borrow online loans from me. All the money they borrowed does not have to be repaid. Jiang Chen does not believe that this will not solve those online loan companies. Chapter 882, The Terminator of Online Loans. Poplar, is the nationwide online loan going to start? Big crap, it's a bit crazy just to think about it. Monk holding shuttle, who dares to borrow online loans? Those debt collectors will force you to death. Poor student. I know that there are no less than 10 students who have been forced to death by debt collectors from online loan companies. They have many ways to punish you. After a group of people finished talking, Jiang Chen frowned. Indeed, these debt collectors are the ones who deserve to die the most. Okay, I declare that all those who collect debts for online loan companies are considered traitors. If traitors want to harm our Sahara youth, any Sahara people who meet them can be beaten to death, and all courts will find you not guilty. In addition, I advise all those who collect loans in Sahara to leave this industry from today. Otherwise, once caught, they will be sentenced to death. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, he decided to mobilize all military and police forces. He required that in every city and every street in the Sahara region, there must be at least one armed policeman or soldier to ensure the safety of those borrowers. Moreover, Jiang Chen signed a special decree for these soldiers to shoot first and judge later. Anyway, in Jiang Chen's place, everyone must abide by the rules he set. If you don't, then you will die. Lotus blossoms, it's settled. As long as the leader says so, what are we waiting for? Clear stream waves, let's take out loans. Nowadays, online loans have no lower limit. As long as you have an ID card, they dare to give you 70,000 or 80,000 or even hundreds of thousands. Little green grass, students can only get a loan of 10,000 at most. But this 10,000 is enough. If one of our students lends money to 10,000 students, that would be 100 million. What's more, the total number of high school and university students in our Saharan region has now exceeded 15 million. Now those foreign online loan platforms are going to cry. After a group of people finished talking, Jiang Chen nodded. If we want to take action, we have to catch them by surprise. So Jiang Chen decided to take action now. Okay, now all the brothers and sisters in Sahara, all the schools in Sahara have stopped classes and work. For the future of the children and the future of the Sahara region, all go to various online loan platforms to borrow money. Borrow as much as you can, and after borrowing the money is yours. If there are debt collection companies coming to collect the loans, please go to the streets. From now on, every street will be equipped with an armed policeman. Go and seek the help of the armed police. The armed police have the right to directly shoot the debt collectors. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and he registered several well-known online loan platforms himself. At the same time, after all parties in the Sahara region received the information about cracking down on online loan platforms, they all started to move out. Sahara Tourism College, as the first university in the Sahara region, as the university base with the highest appearance in the Sahara region. At the same time, as the school with the most film and television stars in the Sahara region, every student here is the focus of online loan platforms. Students from other ordinary universities can borrow 50,000 yuan each. But at Sahara Tourism College, students here can borrow 100,000 or even 200,000 yuan. After receiving a call from the Sahara Education Administration, the dean of the tourism college personally organized students to apply for loans. At first, the students were very uncooperative. The families of the students who were able to come to the Sahara Tourism College did not care about the 100,000 or 200,000 yuan. They cared more about their children's identity information not being leaked. However, under Jiang Chen's authorization, the Sahara region has activated a backup identity information system for all students. In the Sahara region, all personnel have two sets of identity systems. One set of equipment system is the identity system they usually use. The other set of identity system is the identity system that is replaced when there is a problem with this identity system. In order to completely crack down on the online loan platform, the Sahara region directly activated the second set of identity system. Therefore, the first set of life systems will be completely invalidated after one day. After resolving the identity leakage information, under the call of the leader, nearly 20,000 teachers and students of the Sahara Tourism College have all registered and applied for various online loan platforms. At the same time, nearly dozens of universities such as Kingshan University, Tsinghua University Koyuan College, Future City University, and Sahara Electric Power University have also implemented student loan policies. Not only colleges and universities, but also all junior and senior high school students have also joined the ranks of loans. Student loans, corporate employee loans, and even those who come to the Sahara region for tourism have also taken out loans. In just 5 hours, nearly 70,000 online loan platforms in the Sahara region were registered by tens of millions of people. After everyone registered an account on the online loan platform, they started to quickly borrow money. This online loan platform is very fast in lending, especially for those students and women who have just started working. In less than 6 hours, all the people in Sahara directly borrowed nearly 10 billion from tens of thousands of online loan platforms. This is a huge amount of money. At this moment, the major online loan platforms headquartered in China and other countries and regions are almost crazy with joy. These online loan platforms have their own profit models. They focus on those girls who are short of money. They use the advantages of online loans to attract female students. After the female students are hooked, their interest will grow rapidly. When the female students cannot pay the interest, they will force the female students to accompany those various bosses, then make a profit from it. Nearly 1 million people in the Sahara region registered their accounts at once. How could they not be excited? Moreover, the Sahara region is a big market. Most of the tourists who come to the Sahara region are rich people. In addition to wanting to see the beautiful scenery in the Sahara region, they also want to experience a wonderful trip in the Sahara region. Therefore, these online loan platforms will force the female students to stay overnight with those rich tourists at a high price. Great. Contact the marketing department immediately and tell those small bosses who want to start meet. You can go to the Sahara region now. When they arrive, our first batch of sales will be available. By the way, tell them that they are all students, which will definitely make them happy. At the headquarters of the Picture online loan platform company, the boss became excited after receiving online loan information from thousands of students. Picture online loan company is an online loan platform that is not very large in China. But Picture online loan company is the real culprit behind the Luohui incident. After Picture online lending company lent money to the Sahara region, nearly 1,000 thugs that Picture online lending company had kept in the Sahara region began to move out. After the arrival late at night, when the thugs spread to various streets. At this moment, Jiang Chen has rushed to the Future City Law Building. The Law Building is the location of the Legislative Council and the Law Association. It is the place where laws are formulated for the entire Sahara region. Are all the people here? In a small office, Jiang Chen walked around anxiously. Peter will be here soon. As soon as Guan Ku finished speaking, the door creaked, and a white man in his 60s walked out of the door. This old man was not very tall, and was a little fat. The Legislative Council has passed it unanimously, and now it can be signed and executed. After Peter finished speaking, Jiang Chen waved to the two people. Then hurry up, I guess those online loan platform companies must have already started now. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 883 King's Order. Jiang Chen still had to go through some procedures to make his words become law. Okay, now everyone start signing. The people from the Legislative Council handed over 3 pens, and Jiang Chen, Guan Ku, and Peter signed their names next to the 3 seals. After signing their names, the law signed by the supreme leader of the Oasis Kingdom, the military and political leader of the Sahara Federation, and the president of the Sahara Supreme Legislative Council officially came into effect. At the same time, Guan Ku announced the new clauses of the Sahara Basic Law to all 13 cities of the Sahara Federation through television. Hello everyone, I'm Guan Ku, the Minister of Military and Political Affairs of the Sahara Federation. Now I announce that according to the latest revised Sahara Basic Law, all online loan platforms are illegal platforms in the Sahara region. All cities in the Sahara Federation must eradicate all illegal online loan platforms within 3 days. Those online loan platforms abroad will not be protected by Sahara laws. In addition, from now on, all acts of urging online loan platforms to pay off loans will be considered illegal. They will be sentenced to 20 to 50 years in prison depending on the circumstances, and those with serious circumstances may be shot on the spot. After Guan Ku announced the law, a large number of troops poured into every city in the Sahara Federation. These troops were temporarily placed on various main streets. At 3 AM, a federal-wide net casting manhunt began. Until dawn, the Sahara region had destroyed nearly 500 online loan platforms in various cities. Overnight, the Sahara region arrested nearly 2,000 people related to online loan platforms. After dawn the next day, based on reports from the masses, the Sahara military and police attacked everywhere. In just one day, more than 3,000 online loan collection thugs were arrested in 13 cities of the Sahara Federation. After these thugs were caught, courts in various places conducted trials on the spot. According to the relevant provisions of the Sahara Basic Law, these thugs were sentenced to a minimum of 20 years in prison. Those who still came out to collect loans after the law was promulgated were directly sentenced to death by the court. This is the end of challenging Jiang Chen's authority and challenging the bottom line of the Sahara region. The crackdown lasted for half a month. During this half month, the Sahara people who borrowed money on various online platforms did not encounter a person who collected loans. At this moment in China, the boss of Picture online loan company was blocked by others. There is only one way for their online loan company to make money. That is to attract others to deposit money on their platform and then use this money to lend out to make money. But now they have attracted everyone's deposits, but they can't get the money back, especially in the Sahara region. The Picture online loan company has lent nearly 100 million yuan in the Sahara region. After lending out these 100 million yuan, not even a dime was recovered. Not only that, nearly 30 thugs hired by Picture online loan company were also arrested. The lowest sentence of these 30 people was 26 years. When they were released, they were all over 40. Therefore, the Picture online loan company wanted to recruit more people to go to Sahara region to collect loans, but no one dared to go, even if he offered more money. After all, if you go to Sahara region to collect loans and get caught, you will be shot on the spot. No one would give up his life for a few dollars. Repay. The deceptive Picture platform. Pay us back quickly. The Picture online loan company put all the money in Sahara region, and it is impossible to get the money back. Everyone rushing now, and take whatever you have. Hundreds of people gathered at the door of Picture online loan company. Hundreds of people broke through the security team and directly looted Picture online loan company. There are no less than 1,000 online loan companies like Picture online loan company in China. At this moment, most of them have ended up like the company played by Picture, and even many bosses have run away because of failed investments. They owe a lot of money for this, and I'm afraid they will never be able to turn over again in this life. A month later, the military and police had withdrawn from all the streets. After sending away the military and police in order to prevent the thugs of the major debt collection platforms from rebounding, Jiang Chen also authorized the folk martial arts organization to establish the Night Association. The Night Association specifically helps the people to stop and arrest the thugs of the online loan companies. Once the thugs of these online loan companies are arrested, the Night Association will have the right to deal with them on the spot with the highest death penalty. In troubled times, heavy punishments are used. There are some things that Jiang Chen either does not do or does to the extreme. When the winter ended, there were no more thugs and gangs in the Sahara region. While the military and police and the Night Association provided thugs for the online loan companies, they also killed all the gangs involved in the underworld. After eradicating this cancer, Jiang Chen not only saved the teenagers in the Sahara region, he also indirectly saved many Chinese students, because many people in China also borrowed various loans from online loan companies. When they were unable to repay, the online loan companies went bankrupt. so they didn't have to repay the loan. So many people who were forced to jump off the building by online loans saved their lives. Countless families have become complete because of this. Let's not talk about this. Let's talk about when spring comes. In the spring without winter storms, tourism in the Sahara region is simply a mess. Now tourists in the Sahara region are not just tourists from China. With the establishment of the United States, the Sahara region has implemented a visa-free policy for member states. Therefore, tourists from nearly 40 countries in the United States have chosen to go to the new headquarters of the United States to take a look. In their eyes, the United States is another organization that can compete with the United States. And in a sense, the Sahara region has become a holy place in the hearts of the people in Central Asia. The reason for becoming a holy place is not only the oasis that appeared here, which may help them restore their homes. It is because Jiang Chen defeated the United States coalition forces that have been disrupting the order in Central Asia. This means that the time has come for them to truly be the masters of their own house and have their own say. Therefore, tourism in the Holy Land has become a yearning for many desert countries. In the spring, Jiang Chen was not idle. While the envoy continued to discuss with various countries on how to further strengthen the mutual connection between the United States, Jiang Chen once again came to the oil city. As he said, the oil city is the last piece of the puzzle of the Sahara Federation. As long as he sells the house in the oil city, then this piece of puzzle will be completely completed. At that time, he can go to the depths of the desert and find out the reason why the Sahara Desert is raging. Okay, taking advantage of the peak of spring tourism, it's time to sell the house in the oil city, Jiang Chen said, and started his live broadcast. In the early morning, a ray of warm sunshine sprinkled on the clean roads of the oil city. This city has not become dirty and messy because it is an energy city. On the contrary, it is very clean. The blue sky, white clouds, and clear rivers are no different from other fairy lands. Chapter 884, Owning 7 Fortune 500 Companies. I'm now at Peace Avenue in Oil City. You can take a closer look. It is the main avenue in Oil City. It is so big that all the shops on both sides have been rented out. Now 1/3 of the shops have been renovated. I will take you to have a look, Jiang Chen said, and took the camera to shoot at the entrance of the renovated Peace Avenue. Jiang Xiao, wow, Chuanghuan Store, Didi Store, AOS Store, these are all world-class luxury brands. Dream come true, I see. Have you noticed that all the shops along the way are well-known brands? It can be seen that the standards of Oil City are very high. Maoston Moor is the high-rise building over there, the A Boarding Hotel. This is one of the top hotels. Yes, that is the A Boarding Hotel. There are various brand stores on both sides of Peace Avenue, and this is the shopping avenue. There are also shopping streets with characteristics of various ethnic groups in the Sahara region in front, and on the other side of the shopping street is a snack street with characteristics of ethnic groups in the Sahara region. In Oil City, you can enjoy the world's top hotels, buy the city's top products, and eat the region's top delicacies. In addition, Oil City also has 7 high-level universities, and the university town is in the north of the city. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, a group of people were shocked. They knew Oil City, and compared with the 7 northern cities of Sahara, Oil City's location is indeed not top-notch. However, this configuration is already the top configuration from the south. Starry sky, what is the positioning of Oil City? Will we start selling houses in Oil City today? Glassdoor, are houses in Oil City expensive? What companies are there in Oil City? What are its pillar companies? Star Class 1, the anchor solution to the problem of online loans is really perfect. I didn't plan to immigrate. But seeing that those online loan platforms have collapsed one after another, I decided to immigrate to Sahara this time. Green Sea, yes, the anchor is really awesome. As far as I know, the nationwide online loan activity in the Sahara region is equivalent to the Sahara region giving each of its people a welfare of 10,000 or 20,000 yuan. Biogway, hahaha, if the money can't be returned, I don't know how many online loan platforms will jump off the building because of this. Fengchu, now those who intend to do evil in the Sahara region are completely scared. So now immigrating to Sahara is indeed many times better than in other countries and regions. Liang Feng 6C, isn't it? Some time ago, my cousin's family immigrated to the country of Cold Tide. Now most of the country of Cold Tide has fallen, and their family was forced to join the army. Last week I received news that my cousin had died on the battlefield. I originally wanted to immigrate for safety, but now I have lost my life. Yes, my task today is to sell houses. All the streets you see in Oil City have been rented and sold. Now Oil City is the central city of the southern urban cluster we are planning. Oil City is also the sub-central city of the Sahara Federation. The core industry of Oil City is the oil industry. Here is the largest oil field in the Sahara region. I named it Peace Oil Field. Most of the wars in the world are related to energy. I hope that peace will be sweet and can bring real peace to Central Asia, rather than wars caused by the plunder of funds and resources. In addition to the oil field, this is also the largest petrochemical enterprise base in the Sahara Federation. In addition, its pillar enterprises are oil company bases with Sahara Oil, Meflo, Royal Oil, Shell Oil, and Bora Oil as their industries. I believe everyone has heard of these oil companies, and I believe many of you have used their oil. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, it was strange that his live broadcast room was boiling. United Gas Station, awesome. These companies are all Fortune 500 companies. Some oil companies are even among the top 20 in the world. If a city can have a Fortune 500 company, its tax revenue is enough to support the city's development. Moreover, Oil City actually has so many Fortune 500 companies. Colorful dream, indeed. How much tax do these oil companies have to pay to Oil City? With these taxes, it is difficult for Oil City not to develop. Song of Youth. It is not enough to have super companies alone. If a city wants to develop, it must pay attention to transportation. I would like to ask if the transportation in Oil City is convenient. Speaking of transportation, Jiang Chen smiled. The reason why he considered listing Oil City as the central city of the southern city cluster was not because he wanted to sell houses in Oil City at a high price. The transportation in Oil City is the best in the southern city cluster. Oil City has every road leading to the south, and it is less than 100 miles away from the southern airport. Another point is that Oil City is the closest city to Future City in the southern city cluster. We are already planning to build a subway from Oil City to Future City. Once the subway is built, it will become the golden road connecting the southern city cluster to the political center of the north. When it comes to building a subway, a group of people soon became interested. Xiang Excavator, is the south going to build an airport? If Oil City can connect to Future City with a subway, then Oil City is simply too awesome. Columbus Little Fan. Cary City is a military stronghold, the southern barrier of Budo City and Malacca City, and Oil City is the economic and political center of the south. It is also a hub connecting Future City. Although the southern city cluster cannot compare with the local tyrants in the northern city cluster, but it is more than enough for it to abuse most of the city clusters in the world. Planet baby, don't say anything, just tell us the price and immigration conditions. Little orange light, just tell us the price and immigration conditions. Now I don't believe in other places, I only believe in the Sahara region. After all, this is the only place that defeated the US coalition forces. And I like the laws and leaders here. Then I will tell you directly about the prices. As everyone knows, the housing prices in Budo City, a city cluster in the south, are the lowest. Now the housing prices in Budo City are around 12,000 to 13,000 per square meter, but everyone also knows that Budo City is the poorest of all cities. So as an oil city, its housing prices must be much higher. The cheapest housing price in Oil City starts at 40,000, and the highest is 300,000 per square meter. In addition, all education in Oil City is free, and Oil City has its own normal university. In the future, all teachers in Oil City and teachers in the south will be provided by Oil City Normal University. So there is no problem with education. And in terms of medical care, the Petroleum Medical University was built with the assistance of several medical universities. The medical college affiliated to the Petroleum Medical University will cover all the population of Oil City. In addition, in order to make Oil City a population center in the south, this time we have specially launched small apartments in Oil City. Chapter 885, Acquisition of Pakistani Port. Many people want to immigrate to the Sahara region, but the high cost of buying a house in the Sahara region has discouraged many people. This time, in order to attract enough talents and make the oil city truly worthy of being the core city of the southern urban agglomeration, Jiang Chen specially built a lot of small-sized houses. The smallest of these houses is only 20 square meters. A 20 square meter house has one bedroom, one living room, one kitchen, and one bathroom. It is said to be 20 square meters, but in fact it is close to 40 square meters in total. This is a specially designed house. The house is very high and can be divided into 2 floors. The bedroom is on the 2nd floor. This is a small home specially prepared for single people and a small couple. A house like this only costs 800,000 yuan, and 800,000 yuan cannot buy such a good house even in the 2nd-tier cities in China. Of course, if you insist on arguing, there is nothing to say. After all, education in the Sahara region is free, and education in the Sahara region is definitely incomparable to other places. Wandering soldier, what are the immigration conditions? Do you still require a college degree or above? Small square table, can you continue to explain some housing issues to us? Our immigration conditions are the same as those in other cities, but we will relax the educational requirements to high school. In addition, we continue to recruit immigrants with skills. We have special preferential policies for immigrants with skills, including loans for buying houses, renting government low-rent housing, etc. In addition, we continue to welcome highly educated talents. For those with a doctorate or above, we will still have preferential conditions of halving the house price. In terms of housing types, Oil City is divided into villas and high-rise houses. The area of villas is between 200 and 1,100 square meters. The price of villas is between 60,000 and 300,000 yuan. Houses are divided into 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 100, 120, and 150 types. In addition, it should be noted that our housing area is calculated as indoor area. In the Saharan region, we do not have the concept of public area. Public area is definitely a cancer in the real estate industry. Now many elevator houses have a public area of 20% or even 25%. This means that, if you buy a 100 square meter house, you will only have 80 or 75 square meters in the end. This is very pitfall, so Jiang Chen resolutely put an end to the idea of public sharing. The night sky is slightly cool, thank you, host. That's how it should be, you pay for how many square meters you live in. A beam of light in the dark, this is the conscience of Sahara. Nothing more to say, I support this wave of Oil City. Braveheart, although the factories in the Sahara region have taken off strongly now, but it is well known that many developed countries such as the United States have imposed an economic blockade on the Sahara region. I want to ask if the Sahara region can withstand various economic sanctions from developed countries without easy transportation to other countries in the world. Red can good tea. I also want to ask this question. Now there are many countries that are very developed at the beginning or after the joint sanctions of developed countries, the economy collapsed. I want to know whether the Sahara region has specific measures to withstand economic sanctions. As we all know, most of Jiang Chen's companies serve other countries, and the main problem restricting Sahara's exports is transportation. Now all imports and exports in the Sahara region must be transshipped through China. In other words, Jiang Chen now has no first channel to supply goods to other countries and regions in the world. If everything goes through China, it will increase a lot of manpower, transportation and various costs. It is precisely the increase in these costs that will greatly increase the competitiveness of Sahara enterprises. Jiang Chen has considered this issue a long time ago, and he has been bothered by it in recent years. As the number of goods exported from the Sahara region increases, Jiang Chen can increasingly understand the feeling of not being able to rely on others for everything. Thank you for the question raised by this netizen. I think this question is also a concern of most people who want to immigrate. As we all know, if a country wants to become a powerful country in the world, it must have geographical advantages. And our Sahara region has this advantage. Our Sahara region is located in the center of Asia, and we are the heart of the Asian continent. So in the future, when we green the Sahara desert, our goods can connect the whole of Asia and even the whole world. Jiang Chen is right. which is why the Khanate has been repeatedly invaded by major powers. Smart Xu, greening the entire Sahara desert is a distant thing. We are more concerned about the current Sahara, how to transport all kinds of goods to all parts of the world. Songmaster, now all kinds of goods produced in Sahara are basically consumed by tourists. Those bulk goods are sold to countries around the world through the coast of China. This always gives people the feeling that Sahara is someone else's younger brother. I don't like this feeling. Little Turtle, host, please tell us where the current transportation plan for the Sahara region is. Bounty Hunter, now is the age of great navigation. Host, there must be an outlet to the sea. Jiangnan Spring, the Sahara region is in the desert. Where can we get an outlet to the sea? A group of people discussed the transportation solution for Sahara, and Jiang Chen felt that it was time to reveal something to everyone. To be honest, we already have a very complete transportation network plan in the Sahara region. After several discussions with the United States, we are going to invest $37 billion to build a high-speed railway and highway from Malacca to the capital of Pakistan. After this road is completed, we will be able to transport goods to the seaport city of Morang in Pakistan through Pakistan. Morang port is at the entrance of the Arabian Sea. Through Morang port, our goods can be directly transported to Abraham, Iran and Iraq, India, and Southeast Asian countries. Of course, through Morang port, we can also transport goods from the Suez Canal to Europe. Jiang Chen finished speaking. When they saw that Jiang Chen was going to use Pakistan as his port to the sea, everyone started to have different opinions. Mengayu Big Boss, I have to say that the host's trick is brilliant. The port of Pakistan is the closest place to the sea in the Sahara region. Through the port of Pakistan, Sahara's goods can really be transported to all parts of the world at the fastest speed. Ordinary speaker, host Pakistan is a very poor place. So there are very few places in the world that deal with Pakistan. If you choose the port of Pakistan, your cargo ship may be detained by other countries. I don't think this is a very wise choice. Song of Youth, yes, Pakistan has a very small presence in the world, and many countries do not recognize it. I think the host should go a little further and ship cargo from the port of Bad in India to the world instead of choosing to ship goods from the port of Pakistan. Chapter 886 I'm not interested in fighting for hegemony. In general, India's world influence is far greater than Pakistan. In comparison, India is much richer than Pakistan. Therefore, India's infrastructure, roads, and river transportation are much better than Pakistan. But Jiang Chen did not choose India. Let's not talk too much about the seaport. Pakistan is one of the poorer countries in our United States. We have the ability and obligation to help Pakistan develop. In the next 5 years, we will invest $20 billion Sahara dollars in Pakistan for infrastructure construction. We will also dredge the Indus River for Pakistan for free. In the future, the Indus River will become Pakistan's golden river. Cities on both sides of the river will benefit from this. Not only that, our oil city has also formed an alliance city with Kajara. Kajara is the largest seaport city in Pakistan. In the next 3 years, we will provide Kajara with nearly $30 billion Sahara dollars in aid. We will help Kajara become one of the landmark cities in Asia. As a neighbor of the Saharan region, the road planning in the Saharan region this time really benefited Pakistan. In the next few years, the main investment target of the southern city cluster built by Jiang Chen is Pakistan. Pakistan also cherishes this hard-won development opportunity, so in exchange for nearly 100 billion loans and cargo transit rights from the Sahara region, Pakistan specially leased the Morang port to the Sahara region. Morang port and Kachara are not cities on the same level. Jiang Chen is willing to rent this relatively desolate city at the cost of so much money, and he also has his own purpose. Morang port is the closest port to the Khanate, so as long as Jiang Chen builds Morang, he will plant a road from Malacca to Morang with one click. At that time, all his goods can be transported to the port by road. Of course, Jiang Chen invested a lot of money to build the Indus River and Kachara. So Jiang Chen planned to transfer those large goods that need to be transported by water to the Kachara port through the Indus River, then transport them to all parts of the world through the Kachara port. Niu. If you put it that way, I think there is room for investment in several cities in Pakistan. Brothers, do you want to invest with me? Hey Luo, forget it, let's just stay in China. Xiaoming, in addition to the Pakistani Port Sahara region, are there any connections with other places? Fengwu Jiayushan, there must be. I know that Shangjing is going to build a high-speed railway directly to the Sahara region. In addition, super cities such as Pengdu, Hucheng and Jiang Chen will connect high-speed railways to the Sahara region. That's right. We have reached an agreement with Shangjing. In order to jointly resist the winter storm, and to better and faster solve the problems of road congestion and cargo transportation and supply difficulties after the winter storm, Shangjing will build a high-speed railway directly to the Sahara region. After this high-speed railway is completed, railways across the country will have trains to the Sahara Special District. At that time, our goods will also be transported by rail to various cities and major seaports in Sahara. Our goods will be transported to Jinpang country, Dongyin country, Southeast Asia, Mizhou continent and South America continent through the seaports in the Sahara region. In addition, we have reached an agreement with the Rosa country in the north. We will build a railway from the Sahara region to the Rosa country, and the goods transported by this railway will be sent to various cities in the Rosa country. In addition, we will also transport goods to Ulan, Belarus, Poland and other European countries through the Rosa country. This is the biggest reward Jiang Chen has received for dedicating his seeds. Jiang Chen knows that seeds are valuable, but roads are more valuable. Although he can make the Sahara region the richest place in the world just by selling seeds. But Jiang Chen also knew that this kind of wealth was ultimately unsafe. Only if he attracted enough talents and enough companies, and then turned the Saharan region into the most powerful region in the world, could he truly stand at the top of the world. Of course, Jiang Chen had no interest in hegemony. He did this just to better protect himself, nothing more. That's all I can say about transportation in the Sahara region. One day, when we have completed the greening of the Sahara Desert, I will rebuild a railway from the Sahara region to Europe. At that time, the Desert Oasis Kingdom will become the center of the entire world's civilization, and the Desert Oasis Kingdom will also become the richest place in the world. So you will definitely not make a wrong choice by choosing Sahara now. Today's introduction ends here. Now you can log into the Oil City Immigration Network or the Sahara Federation Immigration Network to apply in the background. We will inform those immigrants who have passed the application as soon as possible, and you will be able to move into the Oil City as early as mid-spring. Well, today's live broadcast ends here. Welcome to Oil City, which will be your most glorious home. Jiang Chen hung up the live broadcast after he finished speaking. Jiang Chen knew that, as long as he spread the news that Oil City began to accept immigrants, the number of applicants for immigration would definitely not be small. What's more, Jiang Chen also told everyone about the various plans of the southern urban agglomeration. In this case, those who have the ability, but don't immigrate are really fools. It's time to take a break. After the live broadcast, Jiang Chen drove straight to the northern grassland. Jiang Chen knew that, after selling the house in the Oil City, he would say goodbye to the Sahara region forever. Perhaps it was really a farewell, because Jiang Chen might die in the desert like his parents. But before he died, Jiang Chen wanted to find his good brother Wang Pangzi to reminisce about the past. Of course, it would be best to take Wang Pangzi to the desert. In the Sahara region, Jiang Chen and Wang Pangzi were both privileged people. If Jiang Chen died, he was worried that Wang Pangzi would take the opportunity to take over. After all, when a person is capable of being monstrous, who would choose to be ordinary? So, he must be taken away. Although it is spring in the northern grassland, the cold has not yet dissipated. In an oversized yurt, Wang Pangzi is roasting a whole lamb, drinking wine, and singing with a group of executives, not to mention how happy he is. It is now early spring, and all factories and enterprises in Sahara will resume work within a week. Before resuming work, Fatty Wang specially gathered all the executives of his group on the grassland for a team building. He was not afraid that some bastard would take away all his assets with a grenade. In order to prevent the coalition spies from destroying the talents of Sahara, the supervisor stipulated that all executives of the group were prohibited from gathering together. Whenever there was a special meeting, the Sahara region would hold it in the form of an online meeting. But Fatty Wang, like Jiang Chen, was born to be a man who was not afraid of death. Chapter 887, Morang Harbor. Leo Wang, this time I must seize the opportunity and take over the entire Pakistani market. Don't worry, when have I ever let you down? Our electric vehicle group has achieved 15% of sales in China. Do you know what this means? For every 100 electric vehicles sold in China, 15 are our Jiang brand electric vehicles. Although it may not seem like much to be able to take over 15% of the Chinese market, the total sales volume in China is high. Take last year for example, China sold nearly 50 million electric vehicles in total. Among them, nearly 30 million electric vehicles were sold by Sahara Electric Vehicle Group. Jiang electric vehicles sold 7.5 million vehicles, and the remaining 10 million electric vehicles were controlled by nearly 500 electric vehicle companies in China. Now Jiang electric vehicles have become one of the top 3 electric vehicle companies in China. China has the Sahara Electric Vehicle Group, and we can't really beat it. So before others start to attack Pakistan, you must enter the market in advance and take over Pakistan's market. Let me tell you, Pakistan is the next desert subcenter country. Whoever takes over Pakistan will be able to control the future market of electric vehicle companies. Various agreements between the desert oasis kingdom and Pakistan are still being discussed. Fatty Wang was the first person to enter the Sahara region, and he had a lot of inside information. Therefore, Fatty Wang specially convened this executive meeting of Jiang Group and Sahara Livestock Group. Don't worry, boss. Sahara Electric Vehicle Group focuses on the market of big countries. Small countries like Pakistan are generally not the main battlefield. In addition, various products of Jiang Food and Sahara Livestock Group will have priority to enter the market of Pakistan. They will soon be famous in Pakistan. By then, our electric vehicles will have a brand foundation when entering Pakistan. This is how we occupied the market in South Vietnam. In addition, our prices are lower than Sahara electric vehicles, so we have firmly occupied 60% of the market in South Vietnam. I believe we can occupy at least 62% of the market in Pakistan. After the boss of Jiang Electric Vehicle finished speaking, Fatty Wang nodded. He then looked at a senior executive in his forces next to the boss of the electric vehicle group. How is the development of electric vehicles now? Can you guarantee to occupy 30% of the market in Pakistan? After Fatty Wang finished speaking, Jiang Chen opened the door and walked into the yurt. Fatty Wang, what the hell did you do? Who allowed you to make electric cars? Can't you just make your food? Jiang Chen was very depressed. Is it true that too much money will burn your hands? Will you die if you don't spend too much money? Jiang Chen repeatedly emphasized that you should specialize in your field. What he disliked most was that you would cross industries to do something else at this time. If you ruin your brand, the entire Sahara region will be blamed. Seeing Jiang Chen coming, Fatty Wang crossed his legs and started shaking. Brother Chen, what's wrong with you looking down on me, Fatty Wang? I, Fatty Wang, can do the same as others. Not only do I want to do it, I can do it better than others. Why don't you go to China to ask who is the king of low-end electric cars? Xiao Lu, tell Brother Chen how many electric cars we sold last year. After Fatty Wang finished speaking proudly, Leo Lu of Jiang Automobile Group stood up and said confidently, last quarter, we sold a total of 1.4 million vehicles. Among them, 840,000 new energy vehicles were sold in China, 400,000 were sold in Southeast Asia, and 230,000 were sold in Central Asia. In addition, we focus on the European and American markets. This year, we plan to launch at least 800,000 new energy vehicles in the European and American markets. After Leo Lu finished speaking, Jiang Chen's scalp was numb. This sales volume was not even comparable to the new energy vehicle division of Sahara Automobile Group. Damn, Fatty Wang, you can do it. Tell me how you did it. Jiang Chen found that he actually underestimated Fatty Wang. With such a business genius, wouldn't it be a miracle to take over Sahara Group directly? When talking about the method of selling cars, Fatty Wang smiled. It's very simple, Brother Chen. Do you know what price is king? Our main car model only sells for 50,000 after subsidies. Our car has the best cost effectiveness in the price of 50,000. Sahara second generation battery, NASA audio secondary equipment, cute style design. In addition, a Jiang brand set worth 10,000 is given when buying a car. Haha, to brag, I want to buy one myself. Most of the new energy vehicles that can be driven now start at more than 100,000, and cars between 50,000 and 100,000 are basically eye-catching. But Jiang Automobile Group is different. They have set up their own battery laboratory. Although the batteries they produce are not as good as those in the battery town, the power is many times better than that of ordinary battery companies. In addition, Jiang's battery production bases are all located in poor areas of Southeast Asia, where people are not cheap at all, so the cost is lowered a lot. Therefore, their low-end new energy vehicles have become the overlords in the low-end car field. In order to avoid the economic blockade of the United States and other countries, Jiang Automobile also specially established the Benhu Automobile Group in Italy, Europe. Benhu Automobile Group specializes in the European, American, and African markets. No matter how the United States and other countries blockade the Sahara region, Benhu Automobile will not be affected. Okay, Wang Pangzi, you can do it. Jiang Chen said as he found an empty seat and sat down. After sitting down, Jiang Chen began to think about a problem. After Jiang Chen established the Sahara region, no matter what, he focused on high-end brands. So he became the benchmark for high-end brands in various industries. So he has always ignored the low-end market and the people-friendly market. You must know that with the intensification of desertification and the arrival of the global economic crisis, the consumption capacity of many countries and regions has shrunk significantly. When the high-end market shrinks, the low-end market will inevitably expand. Therefore, if Jiang Chen can go to the people-friendly market like Wang Pangzi's Jiang Group, then this market is absolutely beyond imagination. Tomorrow, tell the Sahara Group, all service and consumer companies, and then re-establish a new company. Use high-end technology, reduce costs, enter the people-friendly market, and let Sahara enter thousands of households. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen smiled. Of course, he would not tell Wang Pangzi. Otherwise, when Wang Pangzi knew that Sahara Automobile Group launched a cheap new energy vehicle brand to compete with him in the low-end market, he would definitely fight with him. Brother Jiang, drink first. Listen to my plan for the future market first. I will shock you later. Leo ZHU, tell me about your oasis real estate. After Wang Pangzi finished speaking, Jiang Chen spit out a mouthful of old wine. This Wang Pangzi, I told you to sell milk powder honestly. I can tolerate you selling cars, but why are you doing real estate? Chapter 888, The Grassland of Crouching Tigers and Hidden Dragons. Boss, our oasis real estate entered 69 cities in China last year. We developed 157 real estate projects, and now we have 114 real estate projects for sale. Our buildings sell the fastest, and they are basically sold out within 3 days of opening. How come they sell so quickly? Although the real estate industry in China is still hot, you have only been engaged in real estate for 1 or 2 years at most. Others in China have been engaged in real estate for several years or more than 10 years. How did you do it? Jiang Chen suddenly realized that Jiang Group seemed to have hidden talents. Speaking of the rapid expansion history of real estate, Lu Qiang looked proud. Brother Jiang, this is all the effect of the brand. The milk powder, milk, wine, and food produced by our Jiang Group have become a symbol of quality in China. Especially our milk powder. Now at least 2/3 of babies in China drink our milk powder. So when it comes to our people, the first thing they think of is reliability. So when we entered the real estate industry, our brand effect indirectly told everyone that our houses must be okay. Of course, our reputation in the real estate industry is absolutely guaranteed. First, we, Jiang Real Estate, promise not to borrow a single loan from the bank to build houses. Brother Jiang, do you know what this means? What does it mean? This means that we will never leave the project unfinished, and our houses will never be mortgaged to the bank. This also indirectly shows everyone our strong financial resources. In addition, we promise all residents that all our areas are not shared. How many square meters are written on our property certificate, then your indoor area is that many square meters. This principle is the same as in our Sahara region, So as long as our houses are put on the market, they will sell the fastest. After Lu Qiang finished speaking, Jiang Chen couldn't help but sigh. You sell houses quickly, but have you ever thought about it? Your method of not sharing the common area has actually affected many people in China. You will be boycotted by developers and dissatisfied by local governments. This is how society works. If you don't get along with others in business, you will be the enemy of others, and they will exclude you everywhere. Shared area is wrong. I don't live in such a large area. Why should I pay so much money? When they are wrong, I do the right thing. Why should I bow to them? Brother Jiang, I find that you are going to the opposite of the truth as you live. You used to be afraid of nothing. After Wang Panzi finished speaking, he picked up a bottle of wine and poured it full for Jiang Chen. Jiang Chen reluctantly picked up the glass and clinked glasses with everyone, then drank half of it. The strong liquor went into his stomach, and a burning sensation spread throughout his body. You are right. This is what happened. I'm just afraid that you will suffer losses in China and will not be able to continue. After all, China is not the Saharan region. In the Saharan region, Fatty Wang is not as good as Jiang Chen. But Fatty Wang is also a bully. Chen Jia and Zhang Guanku have not been able to control him from the beginning. So this led to Fatty Wang building his own empire in the grassland. Suffer a loss? We are not afraid of suffering a loss. What we Wanjiang Real Estate Group has never done is to make a lot of money. What we have to do is to give those millions of ordinary people a comfortable and satisfactory home. In addition, we don't borrow money from banks, which makes it impossible for many companies to use banks to block us. The headquarters of our real estate group is in Shangjing. Now our entire Wanjiang Group and Sahara Livestock Group have set up sub-centers in Shangjing. We pay nearly 2 billion yuan in taxes to Shangjing every year. If any local government dares to mess with us, our Wanjiang Group and Sahara Livestock Group will completely withdraw from that city, and we can also ensure that all our products are banned from sale in this city. In the future, as long as they are citizens of this city, they will not be able to drink milk powder from the Sahara region, nor will they be able to eat a piece of meat from the Sahara region. Wanjiang Real Estate has not been excluded in China. When they were developing a project in Ningcheng, at that time, several real estate giants in China started to mess with them. Several real estate bosses first found someone to threaten the project leader. They said that if they dared to build this project, they would definitely kill the project leader's family. The project leader didn't take it seriously at first, but his child was taken away by a group of people on the way home from school. The gang called him and said that if the project leader didn't leave the Wanjiang Plaza project, they would kill his child. In the end, the people in charge of the project panicked, and he had to resign. As a result, when they found the child, one of the child's arms was chopped off. With the resignation of the project leader, these real estate groups spread the word again. Whoever dares to be the leader of this project will never leave Ningcheng alive. In the end, Fatty Wang had to send a man whose whole family lived in the Saharan region to be the person in charge. When the person in charge came on stage, he brought more than a dozen bodyguards to protect him every day. But what happened next was even more fucked up. Several real estate developers contacted the local gang. They spread the word that whoever dared to undertake the Wanjiang Plaza project would be killed directly. Because this gangster named Fatty Sun was particularly arrogant. As a result, no one dared to contract the Wanjiang Plaza project. Moreover, all the cement, sand, glass floor tiles and other suppliers of Wanjiang Plaza did not dare to supply him. If Wanjiang Real Estate gave in, they would lose nearly 700 to 800 million in Ningcheng. Of course, if they gave in, they would not be able to survive in any city in China. So in the end, Fatty Wang gritted his teeth and directly used his own construction team and his own material contractor to transport from another city over a long distance. This increased the cost a lot invisibly. But Fatty Wang didn't care. Even if he lost money, he would fight for it. As a result, Fatty Sun led people to stop their construction vehicles and threw all their brick trucks and cement trucks into the river. Several drivers were beaten to disability. Now there was no one who dared to drive for Wanjiang Group. But Fatty Wang had not given up yet. He personally led people to suppress the car and met Fatty Sun on the way to rob the car. The two groups started fighting directly. Finally, the police came and both sides were arrested and taken to the police station. But what surprised Fatty Wang was that when they were detained, Fatty San and his group actually walked away in a swagger. This made Fatty Wang very angry, and of course there were many other things that made Fatty Wang even angrier. After the square was built, the local government refused to give the pre-sale certificate. He was stuck like this, and the Wanjiang Square he developed could not be sold at all. At this time, Wanjiang Square could not make money, and with the medical expenses of the workers, even if all the units in Wanjiang Square were sold, he would still lose money. What's more, they couldn't sell them. Finally, Liu Yishan, vice president of Sahara Group, personally stepped in to get the local government to give the pre-sale certificate to Wanjiang Group. Chapter 889 Fatty Wang is willing to be the enemy of the whole world. After getting the pre-sale certificate, the next step was to sell the shops. Because the shops were in the prime area of Ningcheng, there were a lot of people coming to see the houses. As a result, Fatty San found a group of people to block the door of their shop. Whoever dared to buy would be beaten. Who would dare to see the house in this way? The project manager called the police again, but Fatty San went in and came out within 5 minutes. This time he smashed the sales office directly and injured more than 30 employees. Not only that, this guy also burned down Wanjiang Mall. This time Fatty Wang was really angry, and not only Fatty Wang was angry, even Liu Yishan, the general manager of Sahara Group in China, was angry. In order to express their dissatisfaction, Wanjiang Group and Sahara Livestock Group issued a statement on the same day. From now on, all products under Wanjiang Group and all products under Sahara Livestock Group will be withdrawn from Ningcheng. Not only that, Liu Yishan of Sahara Group also issued a statement. All companies under Sahara Group will withdraw from Ningcheng immediately. After the two orders were issued, nearly 40,000 employees of Sahara Group in Ningcheng were all fired. In addition, nearly 10 million people in Ningcheng will never be able to buy any products of Sahara Group. This move immediately angered the people. Especially the people who were still taking Sahara drugs, because Sahara Pharmacy no longer supplied them. So more than 300 special human bodies died because of the lack of drugs. So for a while, the more than 40,000 employees who lost their jobs, plus the tens of thousands of people who had no special drugs, and many victims of the Fat 3 underworld gathered in the city square. When the people gathered in the square, police cars dispersed them. When Guan Ku, the general manager of the Sahara region, learned about this, he was shocked. He never expected that Sahara's enterprises would be so difficult in China. If you make things difficult for me like this, then I will give you a fucking face. So Guan Ku signed a resolution on the spot to stop supplying oasis seeds to China. If there is no grass in the northwest of China, to block the yellow sand from entering China from the Sahara, it will be a disaster for China. Shangjing was also very shocked after receiving the protest from the Sahara region. So Shangjing set up a special working group in Ningcheng that night. The special action team headed by Wang Baogo, deputy general manager of Shangjing, entered Ningcheng that night. In Ningcheng, the special action team deliberately learned about the whole incident. When they learned that the whole incident was caused by the underworld headed by Fatty San, Wang Baogo was very angry. In the early morning of the next day, Wang Baogo directly dispatched a large number of armed police forces from Hebei City to arrest the underworld gang led by Fatty San on the spot. At the same time, after a sudden interrogation overnight, Wang Baogo arrested nearly 70 people in Ningcheng, headed by the director of the housing authority. At the same time, Shangjing dismissed the leaders who were responsible for leadership, such as the mayor of Ningcheng. Other gangs involved in protecting the underworld were arrested and held accountable. In addition, Shangjing also directly interviewed several real estate companies that supported the underworld activities of Fatty San and others. They directly arrested the CEOs of these real estate companies, and since then Wanjiang Real Estate has gained a firm foothold in China. The current Wanjiang Group has thrived under the care of the Sahara Group. He is no longer the small company that made a living by selling Wanjiang wine and desert locusts. Today, the industries under the Wanjiang Group are spread across all walks of life in China. These include real estate, food, supermarkets, automobile, and electric vehicle industries. In addition, the Wanjiang Group has also established its own law firm, driving school, private university, and so on. It can be said that the current Wanjiang Group has long been a comprehensive supergroup. in China. Even the once arrogant Jiang Group could not compete with the Wang Jiang Group. So in the past 2 years, Fatty Wang has taken the time to deploy control over other countries' markets. What he wants to do is to be a global comprehensive super enterprise, so his vision is far from being limited to China. Fatty Wang, are you tired? After a few drinks, Jiang Chen looked at Fatty Wang and asked. Fatty Wang shook his head, but then he nodded. How should I put it? I'm tired, but I'm not tired either. You said that we are not living alone now. If I say I'm tired, what will happen to the hundreds of thousands of employees under me? So I have to live for them and fight for them. Brother Chen, to be honest, I don't want to lay out so many industries. But you know, there are risks in any industry. Therefore, we can't put all our eggs in one basket. If there is a problem in this industry or this company, then other companies can save it. As long as they can save it, the employees of his company will not lose their jobs, and their families can continue to be happy. After Fatty Wang finished speaking, this really refreshed Jiang Chen's view of Fatty Wang as a reckless man. Fatty Wang, you've been away for 3 days, and you look at me with new eyes. What do you mean by new eyes? Don't you know my level, Brother Chen? These are what Liu Qiang said, and I just memorized them. But I have one advantage, I know I'm not good enough. So I use people who are good enough. Look at my brothers, all of them have been promoted from the bottom. There is not a single relative in my Wang Jiang group. For me, everything is based on performance and ability. If you are good enough, you will be promoted. If you are not, you will be demoted. It's that simple. If you don't work hard, you will be kicked out immediately. After Fatty Wang finished speaking, Jiang Chen nodded approvingly. The reason why many family businesses disappeared in the end was because they appointed people based on nepotism instead of merit. If every company was like Fatty Wang, would he still worry about not being able to develop? Yes, everything should be done fairly and justly. If you let a talent run away, it means you must have disappointed him. The loss of talent will not only cause losses to your company, but also strengthen your enemies. Fatty Wang, I haven't helped you much over the years, and you have conquered the world with your own efforts. Do you have any requests for me now? I want to help you. Jiang Chen wanted more companies to go out of Sahara, instead of more and more companies relying on Sahara for development. Because one day Jiang Chen will get old and lose the system. At that time, without the help of the system, how can they, a group of parasites, move forward? Speaking of help, Fatty Wang thought seriously. Yes, there is indeed a problem that needs to be solved urgently. Many branches of our Wang Jiang group have overlapped with some groups under our boss, the Sahara group. So we have become competitors. Chen Jianzhao doesn't want us to fight among ourselves, and he has talked to my people many times. He wants to close many of our companies and concentrate all the money on other companies. These are the empires that my brothers have fought hard for, and I can't give up. Besides, I think our existence is also good. Our existence means competition with the head office. If there is no competition, other groups will live comfortably. If they live comfortably, it will be a disaster for the company. So I think it's time for us to leave the Sahara group. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 890, I'm here, the truth is here. After Wang Panzi finished speaking, he mentioned that once people live a comfortable life, it will be a disaster. Jiang Chen could not help but nodded. Indeed, in recent years, because of the large number of talents around him, Wang Panzi's vision has been improved. This matter is not easy to handle. Sahara Group is in charge of all companies in Sahara area. Now Yuan Jiang Group and Sahara Animal Husbandry Group are rich, but you have not yet reached the point where you can kill other companies within the group. Now even leading enterprises such as Sahara Scenic Area Construction Management Group have not said anything about withdrawing from Sahara Group. It is really difficult for you, a mid-level enterprise, to withdraw. Jiang Chen was right. There are too many companies in Sahara Group, the world's top 500 super enterprise, that can crush the two groups controlled by Wang Panzi, let alone other things. Let's take a small example. Among the 4 major Trump companies in Kingshan City, Wanpangzi can't even beat Sahara Water Supply Group, which ranks last. Not to mention Sahara Renewable Energy Group, power companies and communications companies. No, brother Jiang, this is different. The reason why we chose to withdraw is that many of our companies overlap with other companies. The main company wants to cut off our branches, but our branches generate billions of revenue every year. For example, our Wanjiang Plaza Group. Our Wanjiang Plaza is second only to Dawn, so mom and other companies in China. Our Wanjiang Plaza has nearly 500 plazas in hundreds of cities in China, and the head office asked us to cut it. It is because Mojiang Real Estate Group is also preparing to develop the Sahara Plaza project nationwide. Their plazas are far from our scale. Why should we cut our projects? There is also the Film Group and Mojiang Investment Group together to establish SYNOPSIS Cinema Co Limited. They plan to open at least 500 Wanjiang cinemas in China and other countries in the United States. Therefore, the headquarters asked us to close the Wanjiang cinema, and now each of our Wanjiang plazas will have a Wanjiang cinema. Our Wanjiang cinemas have spread across almost every third-tier city in the country. With such a large scale, why must we give way to SYNOPSIS Cinema? At this point, several other executives also stood up. That's right. We worked so hard to get these. Why should we close down our business just because the head office says that our business overlaps with other companies? After several executives finished speaking indignantly, Jiang Chen sighed helplessly. Chen Jianzhao and his people must have their reasons for doing this. Why don't you discuss whether you can merge the 2 overlapping companies together for development? These days, fighting alone is the easiest to fail. However, with the strong capital chain and strong government background of the Sahara Group as a guarantee, many companies can develop well. So Jiang Chen believes that if these overlapping businesses are merged and developed, they will definitely be invincible. We can't overlap at all. Our company is a 3rd-level classified company, and the companies they established are all 2nd-level classified companies. Once merged, it means that all of us are their subordinates. At that time, all of our salaries will be reduced by 1 level. These are all what we worked so hard to get. Why should we reduce our salaries and be someone else's subordinates? Lu Qiang stood up and expressed his dissatisfaction. For example, his Wanjiang Real Estate Group is now developing very well in China and Southeast Asia. If he merges with Mojiang Real Estate Development Group, it means that he will become a subordinate of Mojia Real Estate Company. Because according to the internal regulations of Sahara Group, Mojiang Real Estate Investment Group is a company of the same level as Wanjiang Group and Sahara Livestock Group. And Wanjiang Real Estate is a subsidiary of Wanjiang Group. Brother Jiang, the conflict between Chen Jianzhao and I is impossible to mediate. This not only involves my interests, but also the interests of nearly 40 branches under our Wanjiang Group. Moreover, Chen Jianzhao is still a good guy. The Sahara Education Office is preparing to expand the international influence of universities in the Sahara region, so they are preparing to build some new branches in China and Southeast Asia. As a result, Chen Jianzhao, a good guy, decided to donate Wanjiang University, which belongs to our Wanjiang Education Investment Group. Now our Wanjiang University has become well known in China, and we have enrolled students in the first batch. And all our graduates can be arranged to work in Wanjiang Group, which is our advantage. But once we are returned to the education office, that means our school has become a public school. At that time, our graduates will be free to find jobs instead of being directly assigned to our Wanjiang Group and Animal Husbandry Group. This will cause us to lose many outstanding graduates. After Fatty Wang finished speaking, Liang Qingsong of the Education Investment Group also stood up and resisted indignantly. That's right. The reason why our Wanjiang Group has been able to develop so quickly is because our Wanjiang University has provided enough talents. If all 4 campuses of our Wanjiang University in China are confiscated, it will be equivalent to cutting off our talent pool in Wanjiang. Chen Jianzhao's move is simply vicious. He wants our Wanjiang Group to go bankrupt so that he can tear us down in one fell swoop. Liang Qingsong spat in the direction of the Sahara Group headquarters while speaking. Looking at the indignation of several executives, Jiang Chen knew that it seemed that their conflicts were indeed very deep. Let me try. If I can make you independent, it would be a good thing. Instead of getting along with each other in dire straits, it is better for everyone to forget each other. When we meet again, we will still be friends. Brother Jiang, as long as we are independent, with our strong talent pool, we will definitely defeat them. After Lu Qiang finished speaking, Jiang Chen was a little embarrassed. Am I praising you, or beating you, when you say this? Sahara Group is your enemy, but Sahara Group is also my industry. Forget it, I'll call Chen Jiang's house first. Jiang Chen took out his cell phone, and walked out of the yurt. Under the moonlight on the grassland, the distance was full of silver moonlight. The moonlight scattered on Jiang Chen's body was a bit cold. Hello, Lao Chen, have you eaten? After the call was connected, Jiang Chen heard the noise on the other end of the phone. Brother Jiang, can you hear me? I'm eating. Now that each group is about to start work, I'm inviting several group bosses to dinner in advance to arrange the New Year's plan. After Chen Jian's Hao finished speaking, Jiang Chen knew how deep the conflict between him and Fatty Wang was. In a gathering of group executives like this, he didn't even call Fatty Wang, which showed that they really had nothing to talk about. Chapter 891. Good brothers if you don't sabotage them. Old Chen, let me ask you what's going on with Fatty Wang? Jiang Chen asked on the phone. When he mentioned Fatty Wang, Chen Jianzhao couldn't help but frowned. Brother Jiang, why did you mention this person? Nothing. Fatty Wang asked me for something today, so I asked specifically. He really went to see you. Brother Jiang, I can't get along with someone like Fatty Wang anymore. His two companies are part of our Sahara group, but he doesn't listen to the decisions of our headquarters. He has to do a lot of things on his own. Now we have to work together and develop some branches. Not only does he not help, he also built the same branch to compete with us. Who can manage such a subordinate? How can we have a superior subordinate relationship with such a company? In addition, the expenses of Jiang Group and Livestock Group last year were not handed over to our company's general finance. If he doesn't hand over the money of Jiang Group and Livestock Group, I can only let the disciplinary committee intervene. Chen Jianzhao said angrily, and Jiang Chen sighed. Anyone who meets a subordinate like Fatty Wang will have a headache. Not only will he not come forward to help you, it is already a great thing that he does not sabotage you. We are all brothers, why do we have to treat each other like enemies when we meet? I will make the decision today, and I will help you reconcile. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Chen Jianzhao shook his head. I can't get along with him. If he wants to make peace with me sincerely, he should hand over the animal husbandry group as soon as possible. Also, the northern grassland is the land of the Sahara Tourism Construction and Management Group. Look at what Wang Pangzi has done in the past few years. He has endlessly increased the number of cattle and sheep on the grassland, which has caused the grass quality of our northern grassland to get worse year by year. Because of the poor quality of the grass, many tourists have given up the grassland. In the past, the grassland garden was a must-go place for them. In addition, because of Wang Pangzi's endless grazing, our grass seed production last year was reduced by 1/3 compared with previous years. This time we must take back the jurisdiction of the grassland. If he wants to graze, he can go to his own 4 grasslands. Chen Jianzhao said angrily, and Jiang Chen smiled helplessly. The grazing issue must be resolved, and the number of cattle and sheep will definitely be controlled. Besides, the decrease in the number of grassland tourists is not just his problem. You also need to do more publicity. Chen Jianzhao became even more angry when talking about the decrease in grassland tourists. Brother Jiang, you can't say that. As soon as Lao Luo from the travel group left me, he cried to me that Fatty Wang never grazes on his own grassland. All his cattle and sheep are raised on our grassland. That's fine. He runs a tourism business on his own grassland, and he has taken all our tourists away. Brother Jiang, you said we have our own special travel company, and he is blatantly stealing our customers like this. Can other brothers agree? After Chen Jianzhao finished speaking, Jiang Chen really wanted to curse. I built so many grasslands for you, so that you could do your own breeding. But you don't raise the animals at home. You go to someone else's land to raise them, and take away their business. Fatty Wang, you are going too far. Forget it. With a guy like Fatty Wang, we can't continue to cooperate with him. But he followed me to the desert after all. He didn't have any merit, but he worked hard. So for my sake, why don't we let Fatty Wang's two groups become independent? As long as you develop yours, and he develops his, we won't have any objections. Speaking of independence, Chen Jianzhao didn't object this time. Letting him become independent is the best way. However, Brother Jiang, this involves the interests of many companies. This involves the wages of many people and the welfare of employees. So it's okay to let him become independent, but Brother Jiang, you have to treat every employee of every company equally. You can't just make Fatty Wang happy and make the employees of other companies feel uncomfortable. This is a technical job. It's unlikely that you want everyone to have no gap in their hearts. Well, tell me, if you let him become independent, what conditions do you need? Speaking of conditions, Chen Jianzhao has been waiting for this day for a long time. Wanjiang group belongs to him, and the animal husbandry group must be taken over by us. Chen Jianzhao's bottom line is that they cannot lose the grasslands in the north, which are of great significance to them. Jiang Chen had no say in Chen Jianzhao's decision to take back the northern grassland. Jiang Chen knew how important the northern grassland was to Fatty Wang. Fatty Wang relied on the animal husbandry group to create the world-renowned Sahara meat brand. Fatty Wang also relied on the animal husbandry group to create the famous Sahara milk powder and Sahara dairy. These brands were the foundation of Fatty Wang. The reason why his other brands were able to grow and develop without bank loans was also due to the continuous funds provided by these companies. The animal husbandry group cannot be given to you. This is Fatty Wang's hard work. Let me think about this. What you have always been brooding about is the northern grassland. I will let Fatty Wang withdraw from the northern grassland, and all of the northern grassland will belong to you. If you want to do tourism there, do tourism there. If you want to start a breeding group, you can also start a breeding group there. Is this okay? You decide for yourself. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and when he heard that Jiang Chen was willing to give up the northern grassland, Chen Jianzhao nodded and agreed. The focus of him and Fatty Wang has always been the northern grassland. After all, summer is coming soon. When summer comes, the mosquito-free grassland in the north will be a hot item in all tourism. In just one whole summer, the mosquito-free grassland can bring nearly billions of revenue to the tourism group. Okay, since Brother Jiang said so, then I agree. In the future Wanjiang group and livestock group can go out independently, but they must leave the northern grassland. Their own grassland must be given to them. That's it. After Jiang Chen hung up the phone, he walked back to the tent. At this moment, more than a dozen people in the tent were staring at Jiang Chen. Behind them were a large company with tens of thousands of people. What do you think, Brother Chen? Did Chen Jianzhao agree? Agreed. Is there anything I can't do once I take action? By the way, your livestock group and Wanjiang group can develop independently in the future. But the grassland in the north must be returned to Chen Jianzhao. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Fatty Wang stood up instantly. No, if the grassland is given to him, where can we go to graze? Fatty Wang felt that Jiang Chen was cheating him. Speaking of grazing places, Jiang Chen had already prepared them for him. If a company wants to grow truly, it must have enough space, especially for a super enterprise like the livestock group that relies on pastures for survival. Chapter 890 to leaving the grassland. If there is no place to graze, it is simply an indirect announcement of the death penalty for the livestock group. Once the livestock group with a strong capital chain fails, the Wanjiang group will certainly not be much better. Brother Jiang, we can't do without a pasture. Brother Jiang, you can't just agree to Chen Jianzhao. Don't worry, when have I ever hurt you? Now the animal husbandry group controls the fresh milk market in the entire Sahara region and most of China. If there are not enough grasslands as support, let alone entering other countries such as Pakistan, you can't supply milk from China alone. Your milk powder company has to be global, unless you fake milk powder. Otherwise, you will definitely not have enough pastures here. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Fatty Wang looked at Jiang Chen angrily and said, Brother Chen, you know our market is big, and you gave our grassland to Chen Jianzhao. Aren't you pushing us into a dead end? Fatty Wang, what you said, I don't want to help you at all. Do you know that Sahara has cooperated with China on the grassland project in the new province? Speaking of the grassland project in the new province, who wouldn't know about this as a company focusing on the animal husbandry industry? So what? Did the project fail? Fuck you. Do you know how much money I invested there? Okay, I won't talk nonsense to you. I'm going to give you all the grasslands. What do you think? After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Fatty Wang knelt down to Jiang Chen. Brother Chen, don't tease me. I'm kneeling down to you. As long as you give me the grassland, I will agree to anything you ask me to do. The fact that someone like Fatty Wang knelt down definitely proved that this grassland was unusual. And it was indeed an unusual grassland. Jiang Chen signed the Green New Province Agreement with China. The content of this agreement was that Jiang Chen would create hundreds of millions of acres of grasslands in the desert west of the new province to block the desert for China. This plan would last for 30 to 100 years. At first, Jiang Chen planned to set up a special management company to create the grasslands of the new province. But setting up a company would be a very expensive thing. And the grassland area of the new province was large enough to catch up with the entire Sahara region. How many people would be needed to manage every corner of such a large grassland? The cost alone is definitely not something that the Saharan region can afford. So when it comes to grasslands, Jiang Chen suddenly has an idea. Why doesn't he let Wang Pang's animal husbandry group manage this grassland? The animal husbandry group can turn all the grasslands in Xinjiang into pastures for grazing. At that time, each pasture will manage a certain area, and he will no longer have to pay to hire people to patrol the grassland. Moreover, Wang Pangzi can also use this super large grassland to push his fresh milk and milk powder business to another climax. However, the large number of cattle and sheep raised on the grassland can also be sold to all parts of the world through various channels. At that time, Wang Pangzi will no longer have to worry about not having enough cattle and sheep to sell. The grassland has been granted to you, but I have to make it clear in advance. You only have the right to graze on the grassland, and you cannot really control it. Due to the special nature of the grassland, you can only build a livestock group and a slaughterhouse here. But you cannot engage in tourism here, not even a scenic spot. Also, after the grass seeds mature in autumn, all of these seeds will belong to the new province grassland administration. The main task of the new province grassland greening administration is to collect the seeds on the grassland and then create more grassland in the new province. Then will the created grassland belong to the grassland administration or to me? Fatty Wang said seriously, and Jiang Chen shook his head at him. You only have the right to graze on all the grasslands in the new province. Of course, you also have the obligation to take care of the grasslands. Fatty Wang, don't say I won't help you. Just the grassland in the new province, in less than 20 years, its area will be larger than all the cities in the entire Sahara Federation combined. It is simply the green lung of the desert, so whoever owns it will truly own the future. Okay, then I will return the grasslands in the north to them. Brother Chen, you are so nice to me today. Did you suddenly find your conscience? I found your sister. Fatty Wang, I'm going to the depths of the desert. I hope you can go to the depths of the desert with me, like you did at the beginning. When it comes to giving up the glory and wealth in front of you, and running to the depths of the desert, Fatty Wang hurriedly shook his head. No, 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 Brother Jiang, I still won't go. You were willing to go before. Why don't you want to go now? I have nothing. I can go anywhere. But now it's different. Brother Jiang, look, I have so many employees and so much money. Why should I go to the depths of the desert to die? This is a world. Everyone can be poor together. But when everyone has money, it will no longer be possible to live the poor life with you. Fatty Wang, the desert needs us. Look at me. You only own 2 groups. Look at how much I own. I'm willing to go deeper into the desert for the people. Why don't you fight with me for a few bucks? Jiang Chen reasoned with Fatty Wang. Jiang Chen had to take Fatty Wang away, because if he died in the desert, Fatty Wang would become the only privileged person in the Sahara region. At that time, Fatty Wang would become the king of the Sahara desert. Especially Fatty Wang, who still has so many followers. Brother Jiang, we are living so well now. Why do we have to go to the desert? Isn't it better for us to just stay by the desert? No one wants to die if they can live. Fatty Wang, I thought you were smart. Have you ever thought about it? Will the Sahara region remain stable like this? Our food can only last for 2 years. If we don't have new food after 2 years, what will we do if China cuts off our food supply and we receive 200 million people? Also, if we don't deal with the entire desert and we don't open up the road to Europe, why can't we open up the food route to Europe? Without food from Europe, our Sahara region will be finished sooner or later. Fatty Wang, for the sake of our people and our next generation, we must find a way to survive in the desert. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Fatty Wang thought about it carefully, and it seemed to be the case. The Sahara region now looks very strong on the surface. But Fatty Wang knows that the economic sanctions from the United States and the threat from the Rosa country have always been there. They must continue to expand their territory and attract population to make the Sahara region truly safe. In addition, the Sahara Desert is the best proof of their strength. If the Saharan region can break through the Death Desert with this strength, other countries will not dare to provoke themselves. Chapter 893, Give you a city. Fatty Wang knew that he had to go to the desert with Jiang Chen. After all, Fatty Wang was the person Jiang Chen trusted the most. But Fatty Wang didn't want to just follow Jiang Chen and die in the desert for no reason. Brother Jiang, you are a great man. I can't compare to you. But I, Fatty Wang, want you to go to the desert alone, and I can't do it. I'm really in a dilemma. By the way, you said you would give me an oil field. Do you take it seriously? Also, you will be the king in the future, and your descendants can inherit the throne. The descendants of Fatty Wang don't have such benefits. Brother Jiang, at least I'm also a person who has been through life and death with you. Fatty Wang, when have you ever said anything that I didn't keep? Fatty Wang, you are narrow-minded. Come with me to the desert, and we brothers will uncover the secrets of the Sahara Desert together. By then, let alone an oil field, what do you want? Let alone other things, I will give you a whole city, okay? Also, they were conquered by 2 brothers. Will you enjoy it yourself? Yes. Damn it. Don't hit me. Don't hit me. It's just a joke. It's just a joke. There are so many men here. Brother Jiang, give me some face. I'm giving you face. I think you will feel uncomfortable if you don't get beaten. I give up. I give up. I'll go to the desert with you. But I have a condition. If I don't die, you have to give me the title of prince or something. Everyone wants to think about their descendants, especially in such an adventurous thing. Of course, Jiang Chen is not a stingy person. No problem. I said, if I live a good life, I will never let your descendants live a bad life. And I'm not the king for my descendants to enjoy the good life. I just want all the people of all faiths of all ethnic groups in Sahara to have a unified faith. This unified faith is conducive to the peaceful coexistence of all ethnic groups in Sahara. Since you have made a new request today, I will agree to it. At that time, I will build a separate city for you in the desert, and your descendants will enjoy the taxes of this city. This is as a reward for you to go to the desert with me. Also, when I ascend the throne as king, I will make you an earl. In the future, your descendants will inherit the earldom. What's the use of the earl? It's useless. There is no use for my descendants to be king. By the way, the king has the right to have special legislative power when encountering emergencies. Everything they do is to serve the people. At that time, the task of your descendants will be to supervise every right exercised by the king. Is this okay? After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Fatty Wang thought about it. This sounds good. If he doesn't die, he will have the taxation power of a city. His descendants can also become rich from generation to generation because of the taxation rights. Only a fool would not do such a thing to benefit his descendants. Brother Chen, this is what you said. As long as you sign an agreement for me, I will accompany you to the depths of the desert. With Sahara's current technology, going to the desert may not necessarily solve the problem of the raging Sahara Desert, but it is more than enough to protect themselves. Sign the agreement, and you can get the agreement ready for me later. By the way, you must sign a contract with the new province and the Sahara Federation as soon as possible about the grassland. At that time, China will give you a sum of money every year as a reward. You can use this money to develop and expand the 2 companies. At night, Jiang Chen drank happily with Fatty Wang in the yurt. When the morning came, Jiang Chen left the grassland and went straight back to the wooden house town. Now he is waiting for a result. He is waiting for the sales of the houses in the oil city. In addition, he has to sell the houses in the airport town before the end of spring. By then, there will be no problem in the entire southern Sahara. In the wooden house town, Jiang Chen just stretched his body, and soon his cell phone rang. The call was not from someone else, but from his queen Li Yiren. Jiang Chen, have you returned to the wooden house town? I'm in the future city now. I have something to talk to you about. Don't go anywhere. Li Yiren hung up the phone after saying that. Li Yiren no longer works at the immigration headquarters. Since Jiang Chen decided to establish the desert oasis kingdom, Li Yiren has withdrawn from the Sahara immigration headquarters. Now Li Yiren is mainly responsible for women's work in the Sahara region. Li Yiren rushed to Jiang Chen's villa, and Jiang Chen just finished breakfast at this moment. What's the matter with Yiren? Under normal circumstances, Li Yiren would not take the initiative to look for Jiang Chen unless there was something special. He knew that Jiang Chen was busy, and his women's work was also very tiring. After Li Yiren entered the house, she first poured herself a glass of water, then looked at Jiang Chen and said, Jiang Chen, I want you to dismiss a few people. Also, help arrest Li Mingxin, the deputy general manager of Mojiang Investment Group. Li Yiren said angrily, and Jiang Chen hurriedly walked to her side and gave her a massage. What's going on? Why are you so angry after just going to the Women's Federation? Speaking of the reason for being angry, Li Yiren still cursed angrily. There is no good man with money. Do you know how many scumbags there are in your company? Speaking of scumbags, Jiang Chen hurriedly shook his head. There is absolutely no problem with my company. Yiren, tell me what's going on. I'll be the boss today. Besides, there are no scumbags in your company. Li Mingxin of Mojiang Investment Group is a piece of shit. This man is so bold that he has his eyes on the wife of the boss of Jiaming Fireworks. Just because the wife is a perfect wife, he tried every means to play with her. So as the largest investor in Jiaming Fireworks, he cut off the investment. No matter how the boss begged, it was useless. In the end, the boss's wife was invited to a restaurant by him. This man asked the boss's wife to accompany him for one night on the spot. If the boss's wife accompanied him for one night, then he agreed to continue investing in Jiaming Fireworks. If the boss's wife did not accompany him for one night, then he would let Jiaming Fireworks go bankrupt directly. Jiang Chen instantly became furious. He never expected that there would be such a person here. What you said is true. Why would I lie to you? The boss lady was forced to drink 3 cups of white wine, but that didn't work. He also reached out to touch the boss lady's hand, and the boss lady took a knife and chopped off her whole hand on the spot. The boss lady felt that her hands were dirty, and they were dirty after being touched by such a person. One day, the boss lady chopped off her hand, and Jiang Chen became even more angry. This damn Li Mingxin, isn't he afraid of the supervisory committee at all? After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Li Yiren pointed in the direction of the supervisory committee and shouted, his brother is the vice president of the supervisory committee. Do you think he is afraid? In addition, someone has already reported this matter to the Sahara disciplinary supervision committee. But this matter has been suppressed countless times by others, and someone has reported this matter to the monthly schedule that the market must deal with. However, Li Mingxin has directly messed up my Sahara story network voting through various means. Li Mingxin is a cancer in the Sahara region. With such people around, there will never be a bright day in Sahara. Chapter 894, No Good End for Sheltering. Li Yiren felt that she had to take care of this matter, because this matter not only involved the women's work she was in charge of, this matter also threatened the peace, development, and stability of the Sahara region. So this matter must be taken care of. Don't worry, as long as I know about this matter, I will definitely give everyone a fair deal. Jiang Chen called Guanku and Chen Jian's house directly after he finished speaking. There are 2 municipal departments in this matter. First of all, Mojiang Investment Group is affiliated to Sahara Group. So Jiang Chen must directly hold Chen Jiantao, the general manager of Sahara Group, accountable for his leadership responsibility. In addition, the Sahara Disciplinary Supervision Committee is affiliated to the Sahara Federation. So Jiang Chen must also hold Guanku accountable for his leadership responsibility. He wants to make every leader truly manage his subordinates through this level of accountability. If you can't manage him well, then you will step down directly. No matter how strong your background is, no matter what kind of contribution you have made to Sahara. Chen Jiang's house phone was connected very quickly. After the call was connected, Jiang Chen didn't say anything and directly questioned him. Chen Jiang, how do you know about the incident in which Li Mengxian of Mojiang Investment Group forced a human to use a robot? Well, I haven't received any report. Did such a thing happen? Find out within 5 minutes why you didn't receive the report. Jiang Chen hung up the phone angrily. Chen Jiang's how on the other end of the phone was very nervous. He knew that Jiang Chen always hated these things the most. And Jiang Chen could let him sit in such a high position, and he could also directly remove him. So Chen Jiang's how didn't dare to be careless at all. After hanging up the phone, he directly called his secretary in. In the wooden house town, Jiang Chen called Guan Ku again at this moment. Brother Jiang, how come you have time to call me? Guan Ku, go and check what's going on with the Sahara Disciplinary Supervision Committee. If he protects his relatives like this, what's the use of him? If he can't do it, disband it now. I never keep idle people in my Sahara region. Jiang Chen hung up the phone directly after speaking. Guan Ku was a little puzzled, but he didn't dare to ask. So he hurriedly called the Sahara Discipline Supervision Committee. After the call was connected, Guan Zhu also questioned him on the spot without any hesitation. Wang Xingping, what's going on with your Discipline Supervision Committee? Brother Jiang called me personally and asked me if you can still do it. If you dare to protect your relatives, then all of you will be disbanded on the spot. Those who protect others will be sent directly to the court and sentenced to death. Guan Zhu said angrily, and Wang Xingping's head suddenly became big. Meh, it really has nothing to do with me. I know what you are talking about. This is Laoli's business. It's Laoli's nephew. Brother Jiang said that everyone will be strictly investigated. Princes who break the law are guilty of the same crime as common people. You are breaking the law knowingly, and your crime is even more serious. From now on, you are dismissed. As the chairman of the Discipline Supervision Committee, you protect your subordinates, and you will be sent directly to the court for trial. After Guan Zhu finished speaking, Wang Xingping was frightened and fell to the ground with a plop. He was able to get to this position, and the sadness in it was not something that ordinary people could understand. But he never expected that he would fall so badly. Brother Guan, please plead for me. I really didn't deliberately want to hide this matter. It's useless for me to plead for you. You know that unfair law enforcement will definitely be punished most severely. 2 hours later, under Jiang Chen's main arrest, all the relevant personnel in Fang Xianshan's broken hand case were arrested and brought to justice. In the afternoon, the Sahara court issued an announcement. 2 days later, they will try the Jiaming fireworks case at the Southern International Court in the airport town. In addition, the court also made a special announcement. The title is that Jiang Chen, the general manager of the Sahara region, will participate in the trial process throughout. After the court announced it to the public, major TV stations in the Sahara region also inserted this advertisement during prime time. Regarding this trial process, Jiang Chen specifically emphasized that this will be the largest corruption case since the establishment of the Disciplinary Supervision Committee. Therefore, this case is of great significance and will rewrite the future of the Sahara Disciplinary Supervision Committee. Therefore, Jiang Chen specifically emphasized that he will broadcast the entire trial live. At that time, all officials and business managers in the Sahara region must come to listen to the whole process. 2 days later, early in the morning, the sky in the airport town was a little bright. This was the unique weather in Sahara after the arrival of spring. Jiang Chen walked on the street of the airport town. The street was very clean and the glass inside the road was bright. There were few pedestrians on the road. It was a clean and desolate day. Wait, airport town, I will definitely make you shine. After this day, your light will overwhelm all the cities in the south. The International Court of the South, is this the only court in the Sahara region that can hear foreign related cases? Jiang Chen walked into the court and sat down in an empty corner. Gently clicked on the live broadcast. Although the airport town was deserted, Jiang Chen's live broadcast room was very lively. After only 5 minutes of broadcasting, Jiang Chen's live broadcast room had already attracted nearly 200 million fans. Half of these fans are Jiang Chen's real fans, and the other half are people from various countries and regions who come to see the excitement in the Sahara region. The court is now open. Everyone stand up. The chief judge who came to hear the case was named Bobber. He was one of the judges who was familiar with the laws of China and the Saharan region. When everyone stood up, the trial really began. Dear Judge, although my defense lawyer reached out and touched Fang Xianshen's hand that night, this did not violate the relevant laws of the Saharan region. After Li Mingshen's defense lawyer finished speaking, Jiang Chen saw Fang Xianshen sitting in the main court seat. At this moment, Fang Xianshen had lost one hand, and her arm was bandaged with a colorful silk. Fang Xianshen was very elegant, 30 years old, with long black hair, a small and delicate face, and a good figure. Such a housewife would make people feel perfect. Of course, if her hand was still there, it might be even more perfect. Dear Judge, we are suing Li Mingshen for being a public official who, for personal gain, deliberately harassed a business owner and attempted to defile another person's wife. This has violated Article 303 of the Sahara Group's Disciplinary Management Agreement, which states that senior corporate executives are not allowed to have separate private meetings with private companies or participate in their dinners. In addition, we are also suing Li Mingshen's uncle Li Dateng. Li Dateng is the vice chairman of the Sahara Disciplinary Supervision and Management Committee. After learning that his nephew had violated relevant laws and regulations, he used his connections to suppress the Sahara Group from dealing with Li Mingshen. In addition, under the pressure of Li Dateng, my Sahara Story network had to revoke Li Mingshen's mayoral treatment plan. After the prosecutor finished speaking, Li Mingshen's defense lawyer began to defend again. Chapter 895, Delisting Plan. We need evidence. The court is a place for evidence. Can you provide evidence that Li Dateng used his connections to suppress Sahara Story network? The defense lawyer finished speaking, and the prosecutor nodded. We have witnesses and recordings. Please make your evidence public. After the judge finished speaking, the bailiffs soon brought two people. One was Chairman Lei of the Supervisory Committee of the Sahara Group, and the other was Kan Shutong, the editor-in-chief of my Sahara Story network. These two people are both top bosses in the Sahara region. They are the real power holders. Li Dateng called me and asked me to suppress this matter. I have a recording of the phone call here. I also have a recording of the phone call here because my brother needs to ask Li Dateng for something. So Li Dateng asked me to remove Li Mingshen's mayor's handling plan from the website. The two people finished speaking with their heads down, and Li Dateng in the dock covered his forehead and shook his head. He sighed deeply, and before the defense lawyer could speak, he confessed himself. I plead guilty. It was indeed me who gave the call. As the vice president of the Disciplinary Supervision Committee, I feel guilty towards Brother Jiang and everyone's trust. I apologize to everyone here. I would also like to ask the court to sentence me severely. I hope all the employees of the Disciplinary Supervision Committee will learn from my mistakes. After Li Dateng finished speaking, Li Mingshen also lowered his head and pleaded guilty. I also plead guilty. I admit that I had feelings for Fang Xianshen. I deliberately made things difficult for Jia Mingai and Huo just to get Fang Xianshen to accompany me for one night. I didn't expect her to be such a chaste woman, so I regretted it afterwards. The two had to plead guilty because before they went to court, they had already learned that Jiang Chen would personally sit in the audience and watch their trial. Jiang Chen wanted to send a signal to Sahara through this incident. Sahara would never allow bullying of men and women and unfair law enforcement to exist. So as long as they pleaded guilty with a good attitude, they might be able to save their lives. At this time, any more struggles had become meaningless. After the two pleaded guilty, Bobber discussed with several jurors. 20 minutes later, the court officially issued a verdict. The Southern International Court of Justice wants speed. When Jiang Chen spoke about the political and legal system, he mentioned that all cases must be sentenced in court, if they can be sentenced in court. The Sahara region also emphasizes speed. If you procrastinate, you may miss many opportunities. Let's make a verdict. As an employee of a Sahara state-owned enterprise, Li Mingshen met with and threatened cooperative customers in private, which violated Article 426 of the Sahara Region Corporate Executives Law. In addition, Li Mingshen caused Fang Xianshen's hand to be chopped off. Because of the heinous crime, we decided to impose the maximum penalty. Now Li Mingchen is sentenced to 21 years in prison and deprived of political rights for life. If you have any opinions, you can appeal to the Sahara Federal Supreme Court. After Judge Bob finished speaking, Li Mingchen breathed a sigh of relief. He knew that, if Jiang Chen came to sentence him, he might never get out. No opinion, I plead guilty. After Li Mingchen finished speaking, the judge looked at the other people. After the jurors' deliberations, according to the Sahara disciplinary management regulations, we sentenced Li Datong to 42 years in prison and deprived him of his political rights for life. In addition, as accomplices in this case, we sentenced Lei Jiang, the supervisory committee of the Sahara group, and Qian Shutong, the editor-in-chief of My Sahara Story Network, to 10 years in prison in accordance with the law. After the judge announced the verdict, all the personnel pleaded guilty on the spot and said they would not appeal. Almost all Sahara executives know that the things that can be solved legally are the smallest things. As long as Jiang Chen intervenes, this person who has the power of life and death in the Sahara region will never let you have an easy time. After the verdict, Jiang Chen stood up and walked towards the door. The golden sunlight outside the door sprinkled into every street in Jinshan town, triggering bonds. I always believe in Sahara. In the Sahara region, justice will never be late. Unruly youth, the Sahara region is really like a clear spring in this world, and it is warm when it flows into everyone's heart. Starry sky in the grid. I hope I can live in Sahara in my next life. This is the most miserable place in the world, but it is the only hope for mankind. Hello everyone, look at how beautiful the sunshine is in Jiaxing, the airport. Today I will take you to see it. At this moment, nearly 1.2 billion people have poured into Jiang Chen's live broadcast room. After the continuous development and growth of the United States, 42 countries have joined the United States yesterday. Sahara Live has established branches of Sahara Live in these 42 countries. So as long as Jiang Chen starts live broadcasting, his live broadcast will be pushed to the mobile phones of every netizen in these 42 countries. Fish with big beetle nut. Is this the airport town? When I went to the oil city, I passed by here specifically. The airport town is very beautiful and comfortable. The last time I passed by, the airport town was still building the United States court. I wonder if the United States court has been built. Youth forever. It has been built. My brother's company had a conflict with the local government in Pakistan. My brother went to the United States court to sue the city in Pakistan. The court session was held yesterday. There really is a United States court to handle matters between the various countries in the United States. This will really make all countries like one country. Jinghang Yipian. By the way, I heard that the World Health Organization is also going to move to the airport town. Is this true? Jiang Hu Daleo. It is true. The World Health Organization has had enough of the interference of the United States. They have moved to the airport town to work, and I heard that the Saharan region has also provided various medicines to the World Health Organization. The World Health Organization will donate this medicine to the poor countries and regions in the world that have been attacked by the virus. Maokiuje. In fact, many offices and organizations have moved here. The general manager of Jinshan town also promised that the airport will be opened within 5 years. At that time, the planes in the airport town will be able to cross the raging sandstorms and reach countries around the world. Jiang Chen was also confused when he saw the fans chatting. He wanted to introduce it himself, but he didn't expect that everyone knew it. When selling houses in Oil City, you must pass through the airport town from China to Oil City. A mysterious town is quiet, clean and beautiful, which is very attractive in itself. Moreover, it is located in the center of the 4 cities, so many discerning people choose to get off the bus and go to the town to take a look. Therefore, the various World Organization projects and the Southern Government Service Center under construction in this town quickly became well known. Yes, there will be planes flying to various countries here soon. If you are interested in the airport town, you may want to come to the immigration department of the airport town to ask. By the way, I want to reiterate here that Jinshan town has been renamed Global Center. Chapter 896. It's raining in the desert. The live broadcast was offline soon, and Jiang Chen felt very lonely. He thought that he would need to fight with foreign media. to sell the houses in the airport town. But he never expected that he thought too much. Jiang Chen is now more than just a sales king. In just 20 minutes, nearly 700,000 houses in the global financial town were sold out. There are even many people who kept complaining in the live broadcast room because they didn't get a spot. Forget it. Global financial town. 70,000 yuan per square meter of houses. They buy it like cabbage. It seems that there are really many rich people in this world. Jiang Chen couldn't help but sigh. He thought of his poor life when he was a child. At that time, he would hesitate for a long time to buy a popsicle that cost 20 cents. But when he thought of his childhood, Jiang Chen suddenly felt very happy. After growing up, although he had money, Jiang Chen felt very lonely. His grandmother, who was closest to him in this world, had passed away, and his parents and his grandfather were still missing. So he was the only one left in the world. What's the point of having a lot of money? A dark cloud was blown in the distant sky. The wind blew the dark cloud gently over Jiang Chen's head, and a gust of wind swept across the street. The wind blew up fallen leaves. Jiang Chen raised his head again, and in the distance, dark clouds were coming from the horizon. The sky seemed to be dark in an instant, and the sun was hidden deep in the clouds and disappeared. Whoosh! The strong wind came with the dark clouds, and Sahara seemed to have come to the end of the world in an instant. Crack! A loud thunder suddenly sounded in the dark sky. Then a flash of lightning streaked across the sky. Jiang Chen raised his head, and a drop of rain fell from the sky and ripped on his cheek. The rain came without any warning. Hula la hula la. After the first drop of rain fell to the ground, the heavy rain came whistling. The dark clouds in the sky continued to increase, and the heavy rain kept falling. Jiang Chen stood on the street like hundreds of millions of Sahara people, looking up and letting the heavy rain soak all his clothes. Ah, it's raining. It's raining in Sahara. Oh my god. Sahara is a place where you never need an umbrella, but it's raining heavily. It's raining heavily, which means the last piece of the ecological chain in Sahara is complete. Oh, no. This is not rain, this is the hope of the desert. Jiang Chen didn't want to care about anything else. He felt that rain was the most beautiful thing in the world. It can wash away the whole sky, the whole city, and all the unhappiness in people's hearts. There is nothing in the world that can make people feel happier than sitting in front of a bamboo window and listening to the rain quietly in spring. It's finally done. I don't have to worry about Sahara anymore. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, he squatted in the heavy rain and burst into tears. Facing thousands of fighter jets of the US coalition, Jiang Chen never cried because he was a fearless person. But facing the rain, the moment Jiang Chen saw hope, he could no longer bear the pain in his heart. At noon, almost all Sahara websites were posting pictures of rain in Sahara. By the evening, the heavy rain still showed no sign of stopping. Jiang Chen took the subway all the way to Future City. At noon, he received a call from Guan. Guan invited Jiang Chen to attend the United States lecture on environmental protection in the Saharan region. The United States wants to promote this kind of environmental governance to other countries. At the same time, Guan invited Jiang Chen to participate in this event to promote environmental protection in the Saharan region. At 7 o'clock in the evening Sahara time, the heavy rain was still pouring outside the window. The lights in the conference room were turned on early, and leaders from many countries attended the meeting. In order to report this event to other non-United States countries, the United States also specially allowed the Saharan region to broadcast the meeting globally. Hello, everyone. Welcome journalists from all countries to attend this United States meeting. We also welcome relevant organizations in the United States to recognize our work. We also welcome the United States Development Plan to jointly maintain world peace and stability. There are three main contents of our meeting this time. First, we will explore ways for the Sahara region to turn the desert into an ecological capital. In addition, we also call on other desert countries to actively participate in desert prevention and control like the Sahara Federation. The second question is that we will discuss the United States relevant governance on the deterioration of deserts in the Americas. The third question is that we will discuss the United States proposal that any country can join the United States and the United States at the same time. Now we would like to invite Ding Maocean from the Sahara Botanical Research Institute to give a speech on the basic completion of the ecological chain in the Sahara region. After the President of the United States finished speaking, there was a burst of applause. Then an old scholar in his 60s walked onto the podium. Ding Maotian was the head of the former Botanical Research Institute. He was the first batch of botany professors who came from the United States. Hello everyone, I'm Ding Maotian, the director of the Sahara Botanical Research Institute. In a blink of an eye, I have been here for 9 years from the American Botanical Research Institute. In these 9 years, the Sahara region has gone from nothing to the current completion of the environmental chain closed loop of the entire ecosystem. Our institute has been studying for 9 years. After analyzing our research results, the Sahara region has preliminarily completed the primitive stage of the ecological environment. This primitive stage is what we call, this land already has the ecological environment that humans had when they first originated. That is to say, from today on, the Sahara region will have ice and snow, heavy rain, strong winds, lightning and other natural changes like other regions. The main reason for this change is that the special plant protection in the Sahara region has improved the soil and weather in the Sahara. In addition, according to our monitoring, the places where it rained this time include all the cities in the north of the Sahara region. There is also a large-scale rainfall on the connection lines between various cities in the south of the Sahara region. But outside the city, in places where the grassland is not greened, there is no rainfall. Therefore, we conclude that the completion of the ecological closed loop in the Sahara region is directly related to the area of greening. And this kind of green is not just the Sahara lawn. According to our nearly 100,000 ecological simulation trainings, planting Bermuda grass alone will not cause any environmental changes such as fish blood. In order to meet the restoration of this ecological environment, all plants in the Saharan region must be planted. Not only that, the ecological environment must not only have plants, but also various animals to form the food chain. In this regard, the Saharan region invests nearly $30 billion every year to purchase various animals. These animals range from giraffes to butterflies, and without exception, all are purchased and transported from other places in the desert region at a high price. Therefore, we call on those countries and regions that want to change the desert ecology to protect their various wild animals, because animals are the most indispensable part of the plant chain. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 897, The Richest Man Who Has Lost All His Face. After the president of the Institute of Botany finished his speech on the construction of the Sahara region, leaders of many countries fell into deep thought. Indeed, in terms of environmental protection, many countries have not done well enough. Moreover, many countries do not have the money to carry out such large-scale investment and construction. After sharing the experience of the Sahara region, the official website of the Sahara Immigration Department has already been crowded. The remaining houses in various cities in the Sahara region were almost snapped up in an instant. Many people do not even look at the price in order to buy a house. The house prices in some areas have also risen from the original 70,000 to nearly 100,000 or 200,000. However, as long as there are houses, they will definitely be snapped up in the first place. The happiest at this moment are the southern cities of Budo City, Oil City and Malacca. Originally, there were many houses left in these cities, but since the rain in the Sahara region, now even the houses in the impoverished city of Budo have instantly risen to 90,000 per square meter. With the huge sales of houses in Budo City, Williams had already shed tears of excitement. Because after the municipal government had money, they originally planned to let the people of Budo City solve the problem of not being able to get rich within 10 years. Now, it doesn't take 10 years at all. In just a few months, their municipal government can come up with hundreds of billions of funds. With this money, used to build factories and so on, plus the immigrants coming to invest, his people will soon be able to solve the problem of poverty. The United States conference continued. Jiang Chen no longer paid attention to the second and third items of the conference, because he couldn't interfere with these things, and he didn't want to interfere. Of course, the more important thing was that Jiang Chen's mobile phone rang. Jiang Chen secretly took out his mobile phone and found that it was a message sent to him by the farming system. That's right, there was a reminder of new seeds. So Jiang Chen couldn't sit still for a moment. Jiang Chen knew that he had completed the construction of the Sahara region, and the system would definitely give him very powerful seeds. Of course, Jiang Chen also knew that, after giving these seeds, his system might fail temporarily. So Jiang Chen couldn't wait to see what seeds the system gave him. When he came out of the United States, night had fallen. The rain outside finally stopped. The air after the rain was very fresh, and the streets were crowded with revelers. These revelers took various spoons and splashed water on each other. This suddenly reminded Jiang Chen of the water splashing festival. Looking at the stars in the sky after the rain, the washed sky was unusually clear. Jiang Chen suddenly wanted to set up a festival, especially in this spring. If he could set up a festival and then have a holiday on this day, at that time, all the people in Sahara will come out to play. How much economic income will that day bring to the Sahara region? And once this festival becomes a feature, it will attract people from all over the world to come and travel. There are not many festivals in Sahara. This is the first rain in Sahara. It is also a festival brought by the beautiful ecology to the sea of sand. So why don't I just set up a water splashing festival? The water splashing festival in Sahara celebrates the first rain in Sahara. There is nothing wrong with that. And the water splashing festival will definitely become a popular festival in Sahara. At that time, the number of people coming to play will be countless. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen directly edited a text message and sent it to Guan Cubic. After sending the text message, under the starry sky, Jiang Chen opened his desert farming system. As soon as he opened the farming system, a prompt box popped up. System prompt. Congratulations to the player for completing the sale of all houses in the Sahara region. The system will receive a super seed. System prompt. Congratulations to the player for reaching a total population of 200 million. The player will receive a super seed. Jiang Chen smiled at the system prompt. Giving himself 2 super seeds at once was simply an incredible treatment. Let's see what kind of seeds it is. System, please don't cheat me, Jiang Chen said, and clicked on the seed pavilion. Sure enough, the system did not cheat him. System prompt, this seed is valid for 1 day. Please consider the purchase quantity as appropriate. Valid for 1 day again. Let me see what kind of seeds it is first, Jiang Chen said, and clicked on the super seed pavilion. After clicking on the seed pavilion, Jiang Chen was shocked. After a firework bloomed, Jiang Chen actually saw an airplane. Oh my god, are you selling me airplane seeds? I don't need airplanes. Jiang Chen was a little puzzled. At least give me some powerful seeds. Forget it, it's not bad to get a few planes. It's better to have something than nothing, but last time I gave a seed that can directly green the mountains. This directly raised the ecology of the Sahara region to several levels. This time I gave a plane, and it was obviously a bit disappointing for Jiang Chen. Clicking on the plane seed, the introduction popped up soon. Seed introduction, Interstellar Federation Ordinary Airport, and supporting aircraft seed. This seed can grow into Stellar Federation Ordinary Airport. Players can also buy the corresponding number of aircraft according to their needs. Ps. Although it is an ordinary airport and ordinary aircraft, its price is not cheap. Choose according to your own economic level. After the system prompts, Jiang Chen smiled. According to his own economic level, does he, Jiang Chen, look like a person who lacks money? It can be said without hesitation that Jiang Chen has never hesitated about money. Buy your sister all the planes. Give me 1,000. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, there was a sudden ding dong sound, and Jiang Chen's mobile phone vibrated. System prompt. The player's funds are seriously insufficient and cannot complete the purchase. Fuck, what does severely insufficient mean? I'm the richest man in the world, and you're giving me a completely severe shortage? Jiang Chen said, and curiously clicked on the seed price. It was really shocking. Price introduction. The price of the interstellar airport is 100 billion yuan. The price of the super transport plane is 2 billion yuan. The price of the ordinary passenger plane is 1 billion yuan. The price of the aerial refueling tanker is 1.2 billion yuan. The price of the ordinary fighter plane is 2.3 billion yuan. The price of the ordinary bomber is 2.7 billion yuan. The price of the super passenger plane is 5 billion yuan. The price of the super transport plane is 6 billion yuan. The price of the super aerial refueling tanker is 5 billion yuan. Please, private planes are sold at a discount, only 10 billion yuan each. Looking at the price list, Jiang Chen just wanted to curse. You are so fucking cheating. How can I make money if I buy a plane at this price? In addition, the Shangjing airport has such complete functions and is so powerful, and the construction cost is only 80 billion. You directly lost 100 billion to me for an airport. You are really a bit black-hearted. Moreover, a radio passenger plane only costs 700 or 800 million, and you just gave me 1 billion as a starting price. How can I buy it? Now if I add up all the houses in the entire oil city and the airport town, the money is not enough to build a few airports. You make me the richest man in the world. Lose face. Chapter 898 Super Airport Seed. Money. When Jiang Chen had enough money, he never worried about money. But at this moment, he felt that he was really short of money. However, no matter how short of money he was, some things had to be spent. Start building the airport. It will be valid within 2 days. If the airport is not completed within 2 days, it will be invalid. Money is important, but money can be earned again. If the super seeds given by the system are gone, then it will be really gone. Speaking of building airports, Jiang Chen has already planned 2 airports in the Sahara region. But now that he can plant airports, Jiang Chen will definitely not just build 2 airports, at least 3 airports in the Sahara region. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen drove straight to the southern global financial town. Arriving at the financial town, looking at the large area of the airport reserved outside the town, Jiang Chen couldn't help but nodded. Sure enough, he was still very far-sighted. Let's start planting. After building the south airport in the morning, we have to go to the north airport in the afternoon. Tomorrow is the last day to build the west airport. The schedule is so busy. Jiang Chen opened the desert heavy land system and then clicked on the one-click planting. After selecting a location from the system, a ray of light flashed out and soon became a large piece of land in front of him. It began to rumble in an instant. With the rumbling of the earth, soon a piece of building in front of Jiang Chen began to rise from the ground. The airport is very large. After half an hour, a super airport covering an area of nearly 50 square kilometers was completed. Looking at the super airport in front of him, Jiang Chen was dumbfounded. He used to think that Shangjing airport was big enough. He never expected that his south airport would be larger than the Shanxi airport. Walking into the airport, although this is an ordinary airport of the Interstellar Federation, its poetry and advancedness far exceeded all Jiang Chen's expectations. All the roads are made of super cement, including houses, telephone poles, etc., all of which are interstellar materials. These materials cannot be blown up by bombs. Its security is higher than the vault of the central bank. In addition, the tall airport building is divided into 17 floors, and there are nearly 20 airport buildings alone. This is not an airport, it is simply a small city. The tall airport is like an octopus, spread over more than 60 square kilometers of land. Each of its tentacles is an exit, and the airport is extremely advanced. When you walk into the airport building, you will find that subways extend to different directions. There are also bus exits, taxi exits and helicopter landing platforms on the roof. Everything you can think of is available here. Jiang Chen just walked into the airport head, and suddenly there was a ding-dong sound, and the system popped up another dialog box. System prompt. It is detected that the player's city has no subway system. This airport can provide the host with a subway project for free. Please purchase it at your discretion. The supporting measures of the interstellar airport are that its subway can reach every city. When Jiang Chen saw that he could build a subway, he instantly became excited. It can be said that southern cities are not as good as northern cities. The main reason for the city is that the northern city cluster has a subway, while the southern city cluster does not have a subway. If we can connect all the cities in the south with subways, and then build several subways from Oil City to Future City, then the cities in the south will definitely develop better. Buy it no matter how much it costs. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen directly clicked on the subway purchase mileage and subway planning system. A three-dimensional subway map appeared in front of Jiang Chen, and Jiang Chen began to draw it with his hands. First, the global airport town must connect a subway to every city in the south. This is a necessity. In addition, the south airport must build another subway to the border with China. Jiang Chen needs money now, and there is only one way to quickly recover funds. That is to build a city, build enough houses, and then sell them as quickly as possible. The money brought by a city is enough for him to build an airport, plus all the accessories and facilities of the airport. Okay, I will build another city at the border with China. Now build a subway from the south airport directly to the future city. After all, the future city is the financial center of the north. Connecting the two political and financial centers together is really convenient for the people. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, he pulled another subway line from the airport town to the future city in the north. Jiang Chen also had a reason to build this subway line. He planned to build another city between the airport town and the future city. At that time, this city would truly become the central city of the north and south. Not only that, after repeated consideration, Jiang Chen built another subway line that stretched nearly 100 miles from Budo City to the south. This subway line will directly lead to the city controlled by the youth army of the Akhanate. After 2 years of development, Budo City and Malacca City have become stronger and stronger. This made the youth army of the Akhanate, who was abandoned by the Rosa state, more envious, so they mentioned several times that they wanted to join the Sahara Federation as the Akhanate Federation. Today, the youth army of the Akhanate and the people they control have nearly 700,000 people. Jiang Chen didn't want to accept them, but Jiang Chen rented a port in Pakistan. The shortest route from the Sahara region to the port is to pass through the entire Akhanate and then to the border of Pakistan. And now nominally, all the land in the south of Pakistan belongs to the youth army. Only if he accepts them can he legitimately build roads on the land of the youth army. Then he would deliver his goods to the port area. So, when he finishes building this subway, he will accept the youth army in the name of the desert god. By then, this road and the resources of the Khanate will be enough to feed 700,000 people. After planning the subway to Youth City, Jiang Chen is planning the subways in every city in the south. After planning all the subway projects, the system prompts Jiang Chen that the current consumption has reached 95 billion. This is an astronomical figure. Fortunately, it is only Chinese yuan instead of American yuan, otherwise Jiang Chen would really cry. Forget it, it's 95 billion, and it's not bad to have this 5 billion. System, give me another discount and build a subway to Pakistan. Now Jiang Chen is vigorously developing and investing in the construction of Pakistan, because Pakistan has a particularly good geographical location. It is the closest passage to the sea. So Jiang Chen thinks it is necessary to build a subway on the border of Pakistan. In this way, he will build another city at the border with Pakistan. With this city, he can make a lot of money from investors in Pakistan and Southeast Asian countries such as India. Anyway, Jiang Chen is short of money now. As long as he can make money, and as long as he can take Sahara's cities to a higher level, Jiang Chen really doesn't mind building a few more cities to sell. Chapter 899, The 5 Southern Tigers. 100 billion yuan was used to plan the entire subway system in the south, and the subway was extended to the north. This time, Jiang Chen spent 200 billion yuan directly. After planning the system, Jiang Chen did not choose to plant immediately. He clicked on his bank card. Clicking to check again, it has been 2 years, and he has hardly spent any money. So at this moment, the various city dividends, corporate dividends and donations in his bank card have reached 230 billion yuan. Hey, there is money for building airports and subways, but there is not enough money to buy airplanes. No, I have to ask for money from other cities, otherwise how can I spend this little money? Thinking of this, Jiang Chen directly called the mayors of several southern cities and asked them to come to the cloud conference room for a meeting immediately. The so-called cloud conference room is that Jiang Chen opens a video to hold a meeting with them directly on the internet. Half an hour later, the mayors of the 5 southern cities all gathered. After everyone arrived, the cloud meeting officially began. In the live broadcast room, several mayors were very curious, and they were also very serious. Brother Jiang, Do you have any urgent business with us? After the mayor of Malacca City, Zhang, Jiang Chen nodded. It's urgent, so I won't waste any more time. I'm going to build a subway system in the south. Now I need money, so you guys quickly find a way to help me raise money. When Jiang Chen said that he was going to build a subway system for them, a group of people quickly became excited. Great, our transportation in the south is far inferior to that in the north. This leads to our storefront rents and other aspects being worse than those in northern cities. As long as a city also has a subway, I guarantee that our carry city will be stronger than the northern cities. How much? We in Malacca will definitely support it with all our strength. Although our Budo city is poor, we will never lag behind. We have just sold houses in Oil City recently, and all the money is in the finance department. While it has not been handed over to the treasury yet, Brother Jiang, just tell us the amount. After a group of wealthy people finished talking, Jiang Chen knew that they didn't need to be polite to them at all. In that case, shouldn't I double the money? Because our subway uses 6 underground passages like the subways in the north, the cost is relatively high. If it is evenly distributed to each city, there will definitely be some cities that cannot afford this cost. So I will allocate specific quotas based on your economic situation. But don't worry, after the subway is in operation, all the subway revenue will belong to your cities. Although the cost of building a subway is high, the subway is also very profitable. Take Sac City as an example. The Sac City subway receives tourists, hospitalized patients and ordinary citizens every day, and the number of trips reaches nearly 500 million every day. The ticket revenue alone can reach nearly 20 billion per day. In addition, the Sac City subway also transports various goods, and this revenue can reach more than 10 billion. This adds up to nearly 30 billion in revenue per day. After deducting various costs and taxes, the Sac City Metro Group can still generate nearly 4 billion in revenue every day. The taxes on state-owned enterprises in the Saharan region are relatively heavy because they have to bear the free education of the entire city and the advanced medical insurance of the urban population. So almost every large state-owned enterprise has a tax rate of 50%. So if their cities can have a super city system, which can not only solve their urban congestion problem, it can also provide them with at least billions of taxes and billions of direct income every day. Of course, this is in places where the city development is particularly good and the tourism construction is particularly good. Energy cities like Malacca and Budo City, which have mixed tourism development, have a net income of at least 1 billion a day. Okay, Brother Jiang, we are all family. We don't care whether we make money or not. As long as we can help the development of our Sahara region, we are willing to pay more money. After Zhang finished speaking, Jiang Chen couldn't help but give him a thumbs up. Look at how high Zhang's awareness is. In this case, let's give our operating rights to the Sahara Metro Group. The Sahara Metro Group is a special organization independent of the subway companies in various cities. The Sahara Metro Group has its own special research institute, and its main task is to be responsible for the maintenance and repair of subways in various cities. Of course, the Sahara Metro Group also controls the transportation tasks between cities. For example, if you take the subway in Kingshan City, the income belongs to the Kingshan City Metro Group. But if you take the subway from Kingshan City to Future City, the tolls of this inter-city subway will belong to Sahara Metro Group. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, a group of people were dumbfounded. This is all cash, tens of billions of revenue a month. This is more than many Fortune 500 companies, in exchange for the money in hand. How could they not want it? Brother Jiang, I was just joking. You said that only I'm willing, and the northern cities are not willing. We have to obey the majority here. We can't cause trouble for other brothers, right? Zhang finished speaking awkwardly, and even he hurriedly nodded. That's right, we must not cause trouble for other brother cities. A few people said it for fun, and Jiang Chen smiled. Seeing how anxious you are, I'm kidding you. Okay, today we will start allocating the expenses for each city. There is a lot of money, don't have any objections. Don't tell me that there is no money. If there is no money, borrow from the brother cities in the north, and then pay them back when the subway project makes money. Okay, now let's talk about the first city. The first city is the global financial center town. Because the subway project I want to build is connected to the airport, I also ask for the financial town. Because it depends on the airport alone, you have to take the money from the airport. I don't ask you how much you charge, you will bear 100 billion alone. Leolei, do you have any objections? The current global financial town has just sold all the houses. According to Jiang Chen's preliminary statistics, the housing prices in the airport town have risen to 120,000 per square meter, so the airport town is definitely one of the richest places now. In addition, there are large plains around the airport. Because of the rainfall, the foundations of these plains have become solid. So all these plains can be used to build houses. And because the global financial town leads to every city in the south, it also leads to the future city in the north. So its price will definitely not be lower than 100,000 per square meter. Therefore, when the airport town is full of houses, the airport town can develop by selling houses, renting stores, engaging in tourism, and building super hotels. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and when he heard that he had to pay 100 billion yuan himself, the mayor of the global financial center town was at a loss whether to laugh or cry. If you say he has no money, he happens to have this money. If you say he has money, sorry, after handing over this money, he will become a pauper. Chapter 900. 200 billion in hand. After hesitating for a long time, Leolei, the mayor of the global financial and political center town, nodded and expressed his opinion. Although we don't have many houses and there are no Fortune 500 companies. But since brother Jiang has spoken, we have to pay the money anyway. Come on, you are just being ungrateful. Leolei, everyone knows that you have the most tourists and various injuries. If you want to make money, the subway group in other places will not make as much money as your place. So if you pay this 100 billion, you will earn it all back in less than 2 years. Xiaomar mocked Leolei without any respect. Leolei was originally the deputy mayor of Malacca and Xiaomar's old partner. After the airport town was built, he was transferred to the Aura town as mayor, so he has the best relationship with Xiaomar. Okay, Mama, just wait, brother Jiang, don't be polite to him. This guy's several oil fields, copper mines, iron mines, and gold mines are all making money. The Doomsday City attraction he built has a daily flow of 5 to 6 million people. Don't be polite to him. After Leolei finished speaking, Leo Zhu and Kari City also laughed. Brother Jiang, you are polite to Xiaomar, but you are not giving him face. Well, Xiaomar, then I won't be polite to you. You know, Malacca City is the largest in the south. Malacca has the largest population in the entire south. In addition, your development in recent years is really good, so you have to get more than the global center town. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Xiaomar knew that he was definitely going to fail. Okay, brother Jiang, tell me the number, and I will definitely take it. Leolei, you dare to cheat me, you must set up a show for me in the best hotel in Jicheng town tonight. Otherwise, I will never let you go, I tell you. After Xiaomar finished speaking, a group of people laughed. Jiang Chen just likes this kind of atmosphere. Everyone gets along with each other more like friends than superiors. Okay, I won't kill you. You are a relatively large and old city in the south, and you are also an energy city and a tourist city. It's okay for you to take 150 billion, right? Jiang Chen finished speaking, and Xiaomar nodded. No problem, at worst I can plant villas on both sides of the road. I will sell them at a high price later, and I can easily get the money for you. Now in the Saharan region, the autonomy of the southern city cluster is particularly high. This is also a special policy given to them by Jiang Chen and the promotion department. Jiang Chen's main focus is on the north. When he called the southern mobile phone group, the main purpose was just to let them serve as a buffer zone for the north. When it comes to building and selling villas, Leolei jumped out instantly. I warn you guys, let's use the middle position of our global financial town to each city inside as the dividing line. No one on both sides of the road on this side of the dividing line can build a house. Only I can build it. Leolei wanted to get this matter clear in front of Jiang Chen. After all, this is not a small amount of money. A lot of open space is reserved on both sides of the road from the airport town to each city. The air is at least 78 miles away from the glass windshield. After removing the greenery, at least 3 rows of villas can be built. These villas are the most scarce ones, and their prices will definitely not be less than 500,000. This is definitely not possible. Every road in your world financial center is a golden zone. You have an airport there. If you do this, who will we sell our villas to? I have a good idea. The middle of the road can be the dividing line. But you are not allowed to build villas on both sides of the road for at least 5 years. You can only build after all our villas are sold. Several mayors discussed in the group in front of Jiang Chen. Lei saw that everyone agreed to use the middle of each city as the city boundary, so he nodded and agreed. Okay, anyway, there are at least 3 sides of my airport town that have nothing built. Then I will give you a discount and let you build first. The group discussed for a long time, and then they remembered that Jiang Chen was still waiting for them to pay. Ahem, Jiang Chen, I forgot about you. We will raise the money from Malacca for you within 2 days. After Xiaoma finished speaking, Jiang Chen started talking about Kerry City again. Old ZHU, let's not talk about anything. Kerry City is the only passage between the north and south, and it must have made a lot of money in the past few years. I also know about the cooperation between Kerry City and the Huago Special Zone. Don't say anything, you can handle the 150 billion. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, old ZHU smiled awkwardly. Okay, let's not say anything. I will lend you this money, even if it's for my brother in the north. After allocating to 3 cities, Jiang Chen raised 400 billion. This is far more than the 200 billion that the system asked for him. But Jiang Chen is a person who still needs to build several cities, which requires a lot of money. So Jiang Chen is looking at Bernstein of the oil city. Bernstein's eyes are a little evasive. Brother Jiang, please don't make it difficult for me. Our oil city is just starting out. All our education is free, and we have exempted all enterprises from taxes for 3 years. We only made a little money by selling houses, and our city cannot expand outward. So, Brother Jiang, don't be polite to him. Oil City is very rich. I just came back from Oil City last week. Brother Jiang, do you know what they did? As soon as Bernstein finished speaking, Xiaoma stood up to refute him. What did they do? They set up the Israel Global Chamber of Commerce. Now they have put forward a slogan, live in Canny Mountain, make money in Oil City. With the influence of their Israel Chamber of Commerce, are you afraid that Oil City will not take off? That's right, Brother Jiang. The one who benefits the most from the construction of the southern metro is Oil City. The subway connects the 3 cities of Oil City, Canny Mountain City, and Future City. 2 central cities and a super tourist city. Don't you think this subway is specially prepared for the takeoff of Oil City? After several people finished speaking, Bernstein sighed. He knew that this time, everyone would not let him go. It was no wonder, because just a few days ago, Bernstein had insulted each of them. Forget it, since everyone said so, I won't say much. Brother Jiang, just tell me a number. If nothing else, 200 billion is still a lot. In addition to the money from selling houses, Oil City also received nearly 600 companies opened by Israelis in the world. These companies are all top companies, and they are first class in every country. Moreover, these companies are not tax exempt, but as Israeli mayors, those Israelis trust them very much. According to incomplete statistics, Israelis control nearly 1/4 of the world's wealth. So as long as some people feel that this is home, then this city will definitely not be poor. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.